Here we go.
Hold on to your butts.
What is up? We are back live with a Thursday night. Dogs are in the house. Who let the dogs out? Todd.
Already.
Already barking. They know what time it is.
Yeah.
Dogs want to run wild too. We got the new movie Strays coming out. They're probably pretty pumped about that. Jamie Foxx and Will Ferrell doing a couple dog voices. But happy Thursday to everyone. Cheers. And as you can see, a new backdrop, a new switch up. I figured New Belgium's making new beers on the old recipe. St. Matt's making new beers on the old recipe. Maybe it's time for me to shake up the channel with the new recipe. So I'm going to have more of a little happy hour type fun. Call it the happy hour, Rod J and Company. Because Todd's always here. I should have Todd on there as well. And then whoever else we get on as well, too. So no Mal tonight because she's actually away working. And then she's back next week. After next week, she's back here every Thursday, I believe. So that'll be set, ready to rock and roll. And if you're first time here, welcome as we crack some beers and have some fun and get into some different things here. So this is our weekend eve, basically, where we get crack a few open.
For me, it's not even the eve because I'm off tomorrow. So
you son of a bitch. Todd's in here dropping. He's going to be off tomorrow. So I'm like, well, screw you, man.
It's my turn.
No, that's awesome. He's gonna pull what I used to do back in the day. Although now I like to pull it on a Monday rather than a Friday. I feel like I get a little bit more because nobody really likes a Monday. Monday's just terrible.
Are pretty good. Yeah. Something about having Monday off or Sunday doesn't feel like a Sunday anymore. You know what I mean? Like a Sunday, you're just thinking about, now I gotta go back to work. And
yeah. Although everybody was, well, I say everybody, a lot of people were off this past Monday. You may have had to work, but again, it was a shorter week. But by Wednesday, it didn't feel like a short of a week. It's like, how long have I been here? I feel like I've been working like crazy. So,
even though we only worked 3 days this week, it seemed like a long 3 days for sure.
Exactly.
Off Monday, off tomorrow, but it's been like, it's time. It's time for a beer. Let's do it.
Oh, it's time for a beer or two or three, or we shall see. Yeah, so might get a little crazy. So no Shannon here tonight, at least right now. Maybe.
Yeah, you never can tell.
We can get her sneak in there maybe a little bit when she gets back. But if she's out walking, she might want to get her makeup on and her hair did and all kinds of stuff too.
Right, yeah.
So you know how she pulls. But so I am ready to crack open some beer, and I'm going to crack open. Actually, 3 from the recent unboxing I just did. I don't know if you saw the video or not, but
I actually just watched it before we come on there. I was like, right before I jumped on here, I was like, I see that.
Did you see that Rod J deal?
Mungo.
Yeah, the guy was like, I got to crack open if you want to taste it before you actually get it. I'm like, well, sure. So it was already looking like a sweet move, and it was like, oh, this is smooth. So. Yeah, so I'll introduce
that ABV at that price.
Oh yeah. So I'll introduce that beer in a bit. Yeah, that was definitely worth getting for sure. So I was like, a good deal indeed. Shout out to the people in the chat. We got Rusty in the house. Wasn't ready for this, but I love the look. Well, thanks, Rusty. I appreciate that, my friend. Yeah, I'm mixing it up. I'm taking a little bit of changes and stuff. We're gonna have some different things that take place. Kind of that's going to be the same old fun we always have, but it's a different look and shaking up a little bit. So we're going to be doing some few different things, and I had to scramble a little bit. I'm not fully to the point where I have everything yet, but I'm kind of building it out there, and I'll have some more time this weekend to work on it. So this was just some of the new stuff to put together. We're going to maybe do some different type of games and stuff like that, and the beer news and all that kind of good stuff. So it should be a good time, I think, held by everyone. I hope that's the goal. That's the goal. So what beer are you cracking open right now?
I am drinking or getting ready to drink one from Phase 3. This is one I picked up last week.
Ooh. Going to put that up there again? What was that? Oh, yeah.
Placeholder.
Yeah, placeholder, baby. Good with placeholder text. Yeah.
Double dry hopped. What's it say? Double dry hopped, hazy double IPA, Citra, Enigma, Galaxy, El Dorado, and Mosaic. comes in at 7.8% ABV. And it's dairy free, as if you really need to know that. But I guess you do need to know that nowadays with the.
Oh yeah, because I mean, you got some people out there that might be I would put it like might be lactose intolerant, right?
Right.
So
So
you gotta,
lactose
gotta let them know. They don't want any of that, as George Lopez would say, like they don't want any of that stuff happening later.
I don't actually see that on cans very often when it's dairy free. Do you see?
Yeah.
Do you ever see it very much?
No, I just used to see lactose free. So it's kind of interesting they put dairy free because lactose free use lactose as a sugar, but
right.
Yeah. What was the style of that one again?
It's a double dry hopped IPA.
Nice.
So pretty cool can art. It's got some small text in there, but I can't read it. I can't tell what it says. It's in the
placeholder?
Yeah. No, I mean through the whole thing. You see it?
Oh yeah.
But I'm gonna have to get a magnifying.
It's almost like the data lines from the Matrix or something there.
Right. But it looks like there's words in there. So I don't know if it's a song. I don't really know. I might have to get out a magnifying glass and see if I can see what it says.
This is there like the freaking Spectre Gadget taking it apart.
Let's see. I got a magnifying glass on my phone here. Let's see if I can read anything on it. 2 times left. Stupid ads. Well, I don't want to crack it open yet because I want to see if I can read any of that. It's definitely words. I can see a little bit of it.
You make anything out yet?
We'll see. I had to wait for the ads to. Oh yeah, I can see that now. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's not all English though.
Not all English?
No.
No English?
No English. I don't know if any of it's actually English.
Well, what's up with that?
Lorem ipsum dolores. I don't know. Some of it might be, but yeah, I don't know what that is. Okay. Interesting. Probably some hidden message in there somewhere. I'm sure.
Do you understand the words? No, I don't understand the words. I don't understand right now. What is this? This is gibberish. Maybe that's the stuff that Charlie Brown's teacher used to say that we can never understand. Gilbert's drinking a vodka soda, son. Starting out with the vodka stuff. Little the Ruski action. Ruski. Got Emerson in the house. What's up, Rod and Todd? Slamming some big little things here. They've had 9%. Happy hour has begun, son. Let's go. I like that. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. It's time to get it rocking and rolling. And I'm going to go ahead and
what are you cracking open?
Crack open mine over here, which is going to be
say hello to my little friend.
2023 Hoptoman Triple IPA.
Nice.
That's right. 11% ABV. Nice little session ale.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody.
Yeah, that's how we're kicking off tonight, my friends. So
session ale
little session ale, 11%. If you haven't seen it, I would definitely say pick it up. Don't know how much longer it's going to be out there. These came out towards the end of April, I believe, and it's not an every year occurrence when they bring these out. So it even makes note on here, the 2023 appearance. So
I haven't seen it. I don't. Because I would have definitely picked it up if I saw it.
This was the last of 2 6-packs when I got it. And I got a great deal on it. If you didn't see the video earlier, got a 6-pack of these for $12.99, which is actually $1 less than what I had on the shelf at $13.99. But I'm not there to correct the cashier. Go ahead and ring it up, son. So
they already know. They already know. It's like, here he comes.
Everything I got was actually less than, well, the 4-pack of Tweak was the only one that was close. It was off by 3 cents or whatever. So I guess they had some price changes, but this was less. Obviously the what I'm going to have here in a bit was less. And I will say the rock beer was actually the same price, I believe. But yeah, it was all good deals. It all worked out well. It was a good day to swing by the store.
So in saying that song you just played was fitting. Oh, if you didn't know, comes Rajay.
Here I am. What you got
We're
for
about
me
to
this
drop the
week?
prices.
Yeah. It's a price drop. Look who's coming in. That's right. So get them prices down, because I am here to load up. So yeah, so the
Far and wide, he's made it to the East Coast.
right, people on alert right now. Funny thing is about this beer, I had never done a review on it. Now I've only had it one other time, and I had 6 marked in to untap, so I obviously got a 6-pack when I got it. But I don't know if it was before I had the channel, or maybe I just never got around to doing it on the channel. So I will have a review on this one coming up. But from what I had there before, it was a nice feeling beer, apparently. Here is a look.
If I had to guess, I would say it was before the channel, because I can't imagine you passing up on reviewing it.
Yeah. Unless something happened in the video got screwed up or something. But look at the nice carbonation, nice bubble action, heading up to that nice head. Nice resiny feel. Sweetness, pine. Oh, pine, oh, pine, oh, pine, oh, mine. It's all solid. I'm not wearing the West Coast IPA shirt, but I should with this baby. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Got that syrupy type feel to it. That texture just latches in. Very, very close to the double two hearted with Bell's. So I think they're kind of close to that same ballpark, which I would love to get some more of that when it comes out too.
I feel like is that usually in the wintertime, or like early of the year, or late in the year?
That is usually, I want to say it's like around wintertime, like around February or something though, when it comes out.
Let's see. When did I have that last
If
year?
I am correct. Shout out to Jimmy in the house, Cuff and Stuff Barbecue, making that fine cuisine over there, getting you savory and have you sitting there looking at the screen with the little slobber coming out of the corner.
I watched quite a few of his videos yesterday. I was like,
He gets down, man. He gets down. You got that Homer Simpson drool coming out. Welcome, my friend. We got JT in the house. Cheers, JT.
Let's see. So I checked it in late November. Oh shit! No, that was 2021. So I may not have picked it up this past year. But it was November when I checked it in the first time.
You think you checked it in fresh when it came out, or did you sit on it for a bit?
No, I think I did it fresh.
So it might be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe around November then, I guess.
Yeah, so, which seems right, because I couldn't remember. I was thinking it was still cold out when I saw it in the.
Yeah, I remember the colder months. I didn't know if it was on the back end or in the front end.
So we got a little while for it to come back out again, then I guess.
I wouldn't drink a vodka Sun. I wouldn't drink a vodka soda. So I'm really drinking some Cat Strength Jamaican rum. There you go. And on ice too, hot up here. Really? Thought you guys would be nice little. Not that you would be cold, but you're a little cooler than we have down here.
I think it was like 91 here today and humid.
Ooh, yeah,
That'd all be.
It was in the 80s here. Not missing the Cincinnati heat for sure.
Yeah.
But speaking of weather, Texas and Florida, now they got like a first day of hurricane season, and Louisiana's already looking down the barrel of a tropical depression coming in. But them in like the panhandle of Florida. So it's I don't know. I heard it's gonna be more of a regular type summer, but it seems like there's stuff starting out already. I don't know if you saw the flooding down in Texas, but like these roads were flooded down in Lubbock and then down towards Houston. Like cars were just getting swept away and people had to get rescued from and stuff. Like so they had like 5 inches of rain like in 2 to 3 hours.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Should you see the cruise line that had a leak over? I think it was like Sunday night, maybe off of North Carolina.
No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, they was showing it, and there was like shit everywhere, and all the hallways just had water in it. It was nuts.
Oh God!
Have you ever? I think they either offered them to refund their money or to take another trip down the road or whatever.
We'll give you carnival vouchers. What? So we can happen again? No.
Yeah, exactly.
As George W. once said, "You fool me once, shame on you. If you fool me twice, you fool me once, you can't fool me again."
That's right. I love that part in that song.
One of the most memorable lines from W. Oh, let's see. And the ice too hot up here. We had JT's drinking Electro, a Maybach by Metropolitan Brewing. Hearing a lot of good stuff with Metro. Hearing a lot of good stuff with that brewery. Hilder said, old school there. It needs wings to go with that IPA, right? Wings would be good. The IPA for sure. We're going. We need to do a Rob Fest cook up a little brew and Q. I agree. You know what we need to do? And I've put this out to a couple of people. We haven't got it done yet, but we need to do a barbecue beer collab, Jimmy, and talk about beer with some of the barbecue and stuff that you're making. And we need to hook up on that. I'll send you a message on that. We need to do something and get that put together and kind of like Gilbert just said with the wings, different things you would have, which you might put with the brisket, which you might put with some ribs, which you might put with some chicken, we got to talk on that. I feel like that could be a great collab.
So I did a pork butt on Monday.
Yeah,
a little pulled pork action.
I saw the picture. on the grill.
It's really my first time trying it on the 22-inch Weber kettle grill. I've always done a pellet grill, but the rod and the I don't know what they call it, but it's the little fire rod, I guess, like where the pellets drop in, and it's what keeps the fire, keeps them on fire or whatever.
Yeah,
smoking. It went out again, so I have to either buy a new one. But I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I have had this kettle grill forever. Actually, Rusty, the first one that commented, him and I won it off of. He used to do drawings and contests on Marlboro.com.
Oh, okay.
So I did it with him one summer, and we both won like a 22-inch kettle griddle.
Shoot, there you go.
Yeah, I was like, nice.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was like, I'd watched some videos and stuff. I was like, I'm gonna smoke one with the charcoal this time, and it did.
Yeah.
Man.
Everybody loved it. It was a home run hitter.
Yeah.
Still
got something left. I've been taking it for lunch all week.
You know what you should have done? You should have done a video. If you had a YouTube channel, you could have shared your recipe with everybody else that's watching.
It's funny you say that. Well, not really funny, huh? Funny, huh? What do you mean? Because I was thinking, I was like, that would have been a great time to do a video, but I'm too lazy to do that. But then I was thinking, I'm gonna do the beer in the video also. I'm like, here's what I'm cooking and here's what I'm drinking.
There you go.
See?
You just do it as a live stream and just sit the camera right there. Don't got to do anything. No editing or nothing. Just let it
I know,
run.
and I thought about that too. I was like, that would be easy, but then I guess you just start it and stop it every, because I want to do the whole thing. Because that'd have been an 8-hour video. Because I think.
Well, it'd be like if you do a live thing, it'd be like when the guys do brew days, right? They just set up one camera or two cameras, whatever they're doing, and they're just brewing the whole time, and you could do it with the grill day.
Right. Yeah.
Occasionally pop in and stuff. Some people like to watch just the food cook. Get some foodies over there.
Never know.
God. Can we do a show?
It's been a little bit.
Can we do a show where we're not going to be hungry by the end of it? I'm just asking.
I know, right? Just one time. That's all. Just one time.
I just had a big old half-pound hamburger and fries for dinner, and I'm like already starting to think I'm going to need something after this show. The way it's going, so yeah.
It's probably what I'm going to be doing next weekend. Our daughter's graduation is actually Sunday, but she's having her party the following Saturday. So, I figure I'm going to be cooking up some dogs and burgers and grilling some that day for sure.
Nice. And hazy and humid. There you go. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the humidity. Indeed, Jimmy. Yeah, we got to get something coordinated there. So I had a couple of people lined up. We haven't really got anything done, but I would love to get you together and do something that we can do like a collab stream. So definitely we'll reach out. Speaking of streams upcoming, I will have another one upcoming here probably in the next few weeks that I'll be bringing back Linda from Mad River Brewing. We're going to be doing some stuff we've been talking about as well. Some updates with that brewery. And I had, I'm trying to get it locked down, but I had someone reach out from Left Hand to see if we still want to try to do something. I'm like, hell yeah, if I can get you on, I would love to get somebody on from Left Hand. So
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, they reached out on Twitter and stuff. And hopefully if I can knock that out, I'd love to get those guys on here and gals and talk about the stuff they're doing out there in Colorado. So
real quick,
say congrats, Todd, too. Yeah.
Real quick, if Jimmy's still on here, where did where, if he can answer, where do you get your Uncle Steve's? I think it is the rub.
The rub, like Lep and all them use that too. Uncle Steve Shack. Yeah.
Can you get it? Do you just buy it online, I guess, or can you get it on? Honestly, I haven't looked it up, so I'm not sure. I didn't look into it that much, but
I know some stores actually sell it. I don't know if like Jimmy had to order it where he's at, or if some of the guys in Texas, they have it down there. I don't even know where the person that makes it is. I don't know if they're in Ohio, because Lep was the first one I remember talking about, Leprechaun TV.
yeah,
I know a lot of the other girl guys are using it now too. So yeah, if you're on Jimmy, how do you get yours to use it there? Everybody seems to rave about it. So
yeah, I know the few that recently that I watched of his, he was using it, and I think pretty much every video I saw, he was using some variation of it.
yeah. Get that shack shake, shake, whatever. Shake it up. Shake it like a salt shaker. Shake it like a salt shaker. But yeah. So I was thinking of a question earlier. So we'll do a question now. What is a craft beer that you used to love but no longer really drink? For you, for people watching. A craft beer you used to love but no longer really drink. Yeah, Uncle the Shack, yeah. But do you get it from a store though, or you get it from Uncle himself? Yeah.
Hey, you might get it first
Right?
direct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he works with a lot of YouTubers and stuff. So Uncle Steve.
Love, but no longer really drink.
And in the chat, let me know as well if there's one that you think of.
So that really no longer really drink. I really like just the base Sierra Nevada IPA, but I don't really drink it that much. So with that,
You talk about like the pale ale?
Yeah.
The
standard, kind of like when you first started out or whatever. But I used to drink a lot of that all the time. But I don't really drink it much anymore. I guess every now and again when you go, because that seems to always kind of be a mainstay for your restaurants,
Yeah.
offering or whatever. Seems like it's always in the rotation of a lot of restaurants you go to. Not that we ever go to any restaurants much anymore, but bars and or whatever.
Yeah.
Something,
Yeah,
But I don't know that I wouldn't say I loved it, but I liked it a lot. I don't know. So, I would probably throw that out there to start out. Well, I'm thinking of some other things.
Yeah. Like JT said, Left Hand Milk Stout. I used to love it, but I just don't see it around much or make newer choices. It's still out there. Left Hand Milk Stout is still out there. In fact, they usually have a variety packs of stuff nowadays.
Yeah, that's true.
But I was thinking about that earlier because I mentioned last week we were talking about one of the questions Shannon had asked about the beer. I said the Golden Drop 9000. That's my top beer. I used to drink it like crazy, and I kind of really don't look forward to drinking as much now. But another one more here in the States, Zombie Dust. Used to love drinking that, but I don't really look for that really anymore. Or really, it's kind of like.
Yeah, that probably would be my top one. Now that you say that, I don't know why I didn't think about that. Just because I used to get it all the time, and now, it's kind of one of those you just chased it because as soon as it hit the shelves, you better get it, or you weren't going to see it for a while again.
Right.
Now it just sits and sits and sits, and now you just go I don't even know if it's even fresh when I get it now.
Right.
So that's a good one.
And then another one I thought of was Rogue Dead Guy Ale. I used to be a big fan of that one. I used to drink a lot. I really don't drink that one anymore. It's just not something I usually go after. And it was always a decent one from Rogue. It just kind of fell off.
Kind of along the same lines would be the Fat Tire.
Yeah, New Belgium Fat Tire. Yeah, especially now they got a new formula nobody's going after. It seems like for the people I know that have tried it. Yeah.
Is it supposed to be similar to the original, or just changed it?
No, they changed it. They changed instead of an amber ale, it's a golden ale. Totally, it was like why didn't you just call it something different?
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. I see it as my usual slashy. But I'm always picking something else that I have tried or is more seasonal. Yeah. Black Oak 10 Bitter Yards IPA, double IPA. Not familiar with that one, but that's one that Gilbert says. And we got RS in the house with RS. I don't drink that beer. I don't drink that brewery. Mouse should have told you. That's the one brewery. But great to have you here as always. Which before they acted up, I did drink that beer. So
never mind.
Yeah. Before they,
I was gonna say what beer you're talking about. I was like, never mind. You don't have to say anymore.
Yeah, before management showed who they actually were. Yeah. After having a few barely oxidized stouts in recent years, I'm always picking hints of that old book flavor. Oh, with the other one that you mentioned there. Trying to think because you mentioned left milk stout, but that wasn't. Oh, you're thinking of milk stout? You were actually getting that from Left Hand, really? I haven't had anything that bad with them. They do have the bottles and in the cans. My light decided to switch color over there. I don't know why I did, but now it's all bright in my face. Get out of my face! Craft beer Hershey's chocolate porter because it's only out in the fall, possibly. Space Dust I've fallen in love with. Big Little Things that it has the same punch. Yeah, Hershey's chocolate. Yeah, that's just like kind of a seasonal release they do with Yingling. I used to like Space Dust. Some people, kind of backed away once they got bought out and went under like AB and Bev, but it's still a decent beer. I still like our buddy Elbow 88 loves Space Dust. He's always drinking Space Dust, and that's more of a beer I just don't see around that much. But if I saw it, I'd drink it if I was in a bar or something like that.
Right.
And everything,
Yeah.
Big Little Thing, Sierra Nevada. They got so many different little things out there doing, but they're usually decent.
I still don't think that chocolate porter is as good as it was when like the experimental year before they decided to bring it out all the time.
Yeah. Well, it's probably they did a little bit of a switch. If you're going to mass produce it, you probably took something away from it. So,
right. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So that made a play, I'm sure.
I mean, it's still pretty decent, but it's not.
I just wish it wasn't as thin, but I mean,
yes.
it is a porter. So
yeah.
I would like it to have a bigger, because I guess we're used to, we're spoiled now by these dessert porters and dessert stouts where they got more of that body to them.
I mean, why couldn't they come out with a Hershey Porter Stout? It'd be the same exact thing, just make it thick, Just make it more...
Put some thickness on it. Never in a bad Left Hand, but I get the ghost flavor when I drink a stout. It sucks. It's like in the focus. I wonder if it's just something with maybe a change in your taste buds then, JT. That might be it. It might just be something different on the palate now that you're feeling. But I enjoy the Left Hand beers. I think they're pretty solid. I'm enjoying this Hoptimum, which I will say does not feel like 11%. It's got a nice duration of flavor. Goes down really easy. If you like that, again, West Coast type feel, definitely the one you want to get. Kind of like an Imperial West Coast. Black Oak, a Toronto brewery that's been overshadowed the last few years. Okay. I wonder if Joe gets them when he goes over there, because he's right there in Buffalo. He might pick up some of their stuff. I had not heard it from any of the Canadian guys up there before.
I haven't not heard of that one.
I was actually caught up with Red Beard. I haven't done the Red Beard in a long time. He was on one of the chats last week, and we talked for a little bit.
I haven't seen a video. I haven't seen him put out a video in forever.
Well, he was doing food stuff for a bit of time, I know, too. Like, he was doing some burger things and it's like fast food type stuff. So I think he was trying to mix up the channel a little bit.
You're right. I haven't really seen him on like in various chats.
Well, he did tell me he told me he was working a lot as well, too, though. He had a new job, so he's been doing a lot of stuff there. So, yeah. But he's doing good, he said. So, he was having fun on the chat. I forgot what chat it was he was on, but it was good to see him.
Red Beard.
Life keeps moving, that's for sure.
Yes, it does.
And let's see here. Yeah, so I thought that was an interesting thing to just kind of ask about the one question.
There goes the dogs.
I heard a ding. I know it was a phone or something, and the dogs went off or what. So yeah. That's just how they say hello, right?
Say again, Rod. I'm sorry.
I said that's just how they say hello, going
Yeah,
vodka
right.
like that. Yeah, going crazy. Oh, let's see here. Is that Shannon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in.
Tell her to get comfortable so she can pull up her chair.
Face is bright red. Oops, gonna.
You gonna join us tonight?
Oh God, no.
Come, why not? Come on, sit down.
I gotta go tan.
You know what's good after a walk? Beer.
Yeah.
Rehydrate for sure.
Oh God.
How far did you walk?
2.5 miles, I think.
Oh, that's a good little stroll.
Yeah, the track we usually do up at the Little League Park, it's a mile long.
Yeah.
And it's got some. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not.
hills
It's
to
not a
it.
flat. It's not a flat track at all. It's got
Yeah.
some hills to it,
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
to where you can basically just start down one hill and just stop and roll all the way down it if you wanted to.
Well, it's good because you get that nice incline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good little track to do though.
Yeah.
Look, Rod, my notepad's still here from last week. I
I
wrote,
see. Yeah.
thought I was fake. Remember saying that?
Wait a minute. Let me pull it up here. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rod said it. He said it about Bigfoot. He said if Bigfoot came, Bigfoot
You're right.
come up to him because he's like, I can't say I don't believe because what if he comes up to me and says, I heard you thought I was fake.
You're right. I forgot you had to say that. Yeah, I thought.
And then I said, I'm going to start using that.
You thought I was fake.
Yeah.
That was good that you remember that.
Yeah. Hey, I appear,
Sure remember some.
I appear
crazy
drunker than I
ass-
actually am sometimes.
We should
I really
get,
do.
Well, I don't know about that, but you
Yes.
remember a lot of stuff when for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe you are.
I need to get that. I need to get that on a T-shirt, just like down the rearview mirror where it says things are closer than they actually, or appear closer than they actually are. Or something.
Yeah.
Like, I'm drunk. Yeah, I appear drunker than I actually am. That'd be
Yeah,
a
I
good
should.
T-shirt.
There you go. Yes. There you go.
Quotes by Shannon. So,
Oh, I've got quite a few.
oh yeah, you can write a book, I'm sure.
Yeah. I have to sit down and do that though, and it's not my style.
Who's got time for that, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna crack my second beer open here. Just get
Yeah,
it
you drank
rolling.
that first one pretty easy there.
It was an easy 11% session ale.
11%.
So I mean, yeah, the first one was 11% Shannon that I had from
Oh damn! And you drank it
double
already?
IPA. Yeah, it was the Optimum. Well, actually, say triple IPA. So it was from Sierra Nevada. Told Todd needs to find these there. Yeah, it's
Optimum.
Oh, Optimum.
Yeah. So now I'm going to crack open one.
They're probably gone by now, though, I'd say.
I mean, I said it was one of the last 2 6-packs when I got it there. So,
Yeah.
but there's probably some other ones out there too. You know, I can't buy them all, so somebody's got to help out.
All right. It was nice seeing you. I'm gonna go
You
sit
too.
outside.
All right, you can't tan now. The sun's down. Oh, you got the tanning thing. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lotion tan.
Yeah, I'm trying to prevent wrinkles and sun damage.
All right. So the next one I'm going to actually crack open here is going to come from Von Trapp Brewing and Trapp Family Lodge Sugar House out of Vermont, I believe. 7% ABV. It is a Maple Rocks smoked maple lager. So I'm looking forward to actually checking this one out here because, as you know, I love a good rock beer, and the fact that maple's in here makes it even that much more sweeter. I didn't mean to put that pun out there, but it just seemed to fit. So let's crack this one open. Gilbert said 11% is very drinkable, right? Session ale. Hey, big guys at the house. Cheers.
Big
Sipping
Daddy.
a still undefeated double IPA from Hop Butcher, Mosaic, Citrus, Simcoe, 8%. Yummy. Nice. Hop Butcher always makes a nice little beer.
Had everything in it, but well, mine didn't have the Simcoe, but
Yeah.
had the other two in it though, and then some.
Ooh, neat looking. This one's pretty clear too. Clear. Get some bubble action, carbonation. Oh my God, that is like you have breakfast and you have like pancakes and eggs and bacon like that, and then you have the bacon, which is like done that right nice coming out of the oven, crisp or in the frying pan or whatever. And you get a little bit of that syrup that like falls into it. It gets that little stickiness.
All right.
Yeah,
Who's making who hungry now?
yeah. That's what it smells like right here, like that campfire, bacon syrup. Throw on the plaid shirt, get out the tent. It's time to go on a hike type feel. Oh, my God, it smells so good. I can almost just smell it, not even have to sip it. I could just sit here.
I'm wondering if it's gonna be too sweet though.
Yeah, kind of that hardwood bacon type feel. Oh, that's so good in the mouth. That's like you're just eating a campfire with this thing here. Got a nice smoldering effect from the flavor. That bacon feel, that syrup feel. Kind of breakfast is stuck in the throat type thing. Like, get up out of the tent and go wrestle a grizzly bear after drinking one of these.
Not too sweet though?
It's got a little bit of a bittering feel, kind of like a coffee bittering. So it's almost like breakfast in a glass.
Okay.
Drinking this one. I mean, this just makes me think of camping from back in the day. Rise and shine. You got the little coffee pot out there. You got like a bunch of stuff happening with this one. This is solid. That's a good one there.
Sounds pretty good.
Gilbert, I'm not going to say it's not. Canada in a glass. That's what it's like. I feel like if I was out there in the great outdoors in Canada, this is something I would have with me. Just like Yukon Jack. I'd be like Yukon Jack up there, just
put the spigot, hammer it in the tree, and just pour you out some, right?
Give me the axe, and I'm knocking down all these trees today, son. I am feeling lumberjack tall with this beer. That's a good one. I'm glad I got that one there. That was the 4-pack was like $11.99, I believe, which was a nice deal. EB in the house. Cheers, EB. Happy Thursday, my friend. And so, so the other thing with the new setup here, I didn't get a chance to mention earlier, but it is Rod J and Company. So if people would like to come on, just let me know. I don't want to get all crazy. I have like a ton of people, but I'll get a few people up here that might want to come up and crack a drink or talk, have fun. So just let me know, and I can get you the link there. And just kick back. Let's see.
I kind of miss them.
I am feeling Paul Bunyan-y with it. I mean, if Blue was here right now, we'd be out there. Let's go knock down some logs. Let's go knock down some trees. Yeah.
My boy Blue.
Well, Blue was the ox. That was Paul Bunyan's oxen that he had.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But it just reminded me of
Yeah.
My boy Blue.
always a classic movie, old school. Speaking of movie stuff, so it was funny because I was talking to one of my reps today, and I'm cracking up, and it was just like we were talking about the products and stuff that we were selling that he used to be working with, and he was asking what the commission would be, and I told him and stuff like that and everything, and he's like, yeah, and I was like, it was like, yeah, I understand. I said, it's not like you're Joe Dirt, you're not working for UNICEF, you want to get paid. He's on a crack, and I was like, man, I never thought I heard somebody quote Joe Dirt. I'm like, anytime I can get Joe Dirt in, I will.
Yes.
Joe Dirt or Tommy Boy, I got tons of ways to work those movie lines in.
Gotta throw it in when you can, for sure.
But old school is another one. You can work in some old school as well. Let's see. She likes to do it. I'm getting ready to call it a nice. 6 a.m. Oh, you gotta get up early. What do you? Oh, is it for TT that you gotta get up early for? Because he's been watching. I think the TT always did. They run all their races. I know they were doing like the preliminary stuff. So. Yeah. Oh, it was Babe the Blue Ox. I was thinking Blue, but it's Babe was the name of the ox, but it was a Blue Ox. I was just thinking it was Blue, but yeah.
Yeah, there's Blue somewhere in there.
Yeah. Dee Dee's in the house of crap. It's Thursday. How do you forget? It's Thursday. How do you forget? Son? Cheers, homie.
Must
He was
have
looking.
got hit with the golf ball last week. That's why.
Well, he was looking forward to Friday golf, and he's like, "Wait a second! If tomorrow's Friday, then today is Thursday. I need to be somewhere." So, yeah. Speaking of, although Didi's not in Michigan anymore, but he was in Michigan. The big deal that came out today for Detroit, Monty Williams, 6 years, like 70-something million. That he's going to be the Detroit Pistons head coach now. So came up for Phoenix. They got rid of him in Phoenix. Like Monty's not the one out there with Chris Paul and them and Kevin Durant. I mean, you can only call the play as a coach so far, right?
You're right.
But yeah, they talk about he changed the price table with him getting that deal today.
Not too shabby.
Yeah. Yeah, the Isle of Man TT. Yeah. That's some crazy races, man. If you've ever seen that, I tell you to pick up YouTube and put that in the search bar and see some of the races and the stuff they do. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I feel like you have to be like to a high level of just like IDGAF, I'm going to go ahead and get it done anyway type thing. You got to have that mentality, like, because you go flying off of bikes and that thing like crazy. I mean, like, you talk about things they did on Jackass. Jackass has nothing compared to the Isle of Man TT, like with the races they run.
Isle of Man TT 2023.
What'd you do, Tommy Boy? Yeah, right. The Richard.
Yeah, what'd you do?
The door comes off. Chicken wings. Well, you could put your head up the cow's ass.
Yeah, right.
No, don't get me started on Tommy Boy right
There's
now.
so many good ones.
Yeah.
So many good ones.
Oh man, Chris Farley, another one lost way too soon. I get up at 6 a.m. most mornings. I get up, I go to the bathroom, and I go back to sleep.
I get up. Me too, Gilbert. I get up at 6 every morning. Also, even on Fridays after we stay up until 1 o'clock in the morning some nights.
But not tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Friday.
Not tomorrow, though. That's right.
Yeah. Oh, it is brutal. Streets Alive with Stone Fence. Yeah, there were. I was talking to EB about that a few days ago. Like last year, there were like 3 fatalities I think they had over there. It's just crazy. Jeez. Like people that fly off and stuff. Played this morning. Wow, early. 4 days and practice 3. Sometimes I play 9 of my practices to see if things. Yeah, must be nice.
Pick the words right out of my mouth. I wouldn't know. I'm lucky if I get to play once every couple weeks.
For those of you who don't know, Didi's living a good life right now. So yeah, he's out there golfing his life away.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh.
I did play last Saturday for the first time this year. But
I need to get out and play. I might try to hit the drive range this weekend. No go. Some good shots. You can't get them all at one time.
You always have a couple good shots.
Yeah, just enough to get you coming back. Just enough to get you back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I putted the ball pretty good. Chip shot fairly decent. My driver's a mess right now.
Yeah.
Everything's just slicing. Just everything goes to the right. I don't know what
Did you have to yell that magic word 4? Like it was headed towards anybody?
No, I didn't hit it. Somebody hit it into us though. No, I didn't hit it. So the course we play at number 11 is like 140, 50, depending on where they put the flag at, the hole at.
Yeah.
So it could be anywhere from 140 to 160, let's say, because that's a huge ass green for a small par 3. So right behind it's like the number 1 hole on the course, the number 1 handicap hole on the course. It's a long par 4. I don't know what this group behind us was doing, but we were getting ready to tee off on the next hole.
Yeah.
Here comes a ball, and it hit. And about 2 seconds later, the guy goes, 4. We look back at him. I mean, I'm talking this thing is probably 40 yards past the green. I'm like, somebody played a joke on you or told you they're wrong. I don't know what.
Yeah.
He was so afraid. He's like, I'm sorry, guys, but he didn't come and try to look for his ball. I was like, I don't blame you either. I wouldn't.
He's like 180 out. Yeah, you probably want to use a driver there.
It seemed like that's what happened. I don't know. I was like, I've never seen anybody hit one that far back on the. I played that course since I was a little kid. I mean, that's where I learned to play golf at. I was like, I've never seen anybody hit it on the next tee like that.
Well, see, one of you should have laid down next to the ball when the guy got up there.
Like your GPS is playing tricks on you or something. It's like, oh, watch this. Watch this.
Oh. So if you hit a ball and you slice and it goes toward the house, do you go get the ball or do you kind of just walk by? Like, I'm going to drop here.
Depends how far in the yard it goes.
Right.
Now, the course we play, it's called Wooded View. So it's nothing but trees upon trees upon trees.
Yeah.
There's no houses to be found. It's just a park. It's a park.
Well, good name for the course then, for sure.
Yeah. It's a fun course to play, but it can be hard especially if you're having trouble off the tee like I've been having lately. It's like you're hitting other trees all day long.
Yeah. I definitely
I also saw Gilbert posted a video or some pictures. Was it a couple weeks ago?
Yeah. He said
looks like a nice course.
Yeah, he said he's golfed about 5 times this year. Yeah. I need to get out there and swing the clubs. I actually saw 2 courses now here in Baltimore, so I need to get out to one of them. I have a friend who has a GSXR 750 bike. He rode from New York City to NY by laying on the gas tank with just his left hand on the throttle. He made it unreasonably fast. Really?
Jeez.
Wow. Beer I used to love. But the Dogfish has 60 minutes just on top of my head. A lot of old school IPAs, really. So Dogfish has 60 you love, but you don't really touch anymore now, really. I haven't had a 60 in a while.
I hadn't either.
I can kind of see that. But I was never a fully, enamored by it as far as to actually go out and try it as much. Actually, I preferred like the 90 to the 60 when I've had them. And I do like the 120, but I like big beers. But the 90, I would say a little bit more often I would go with that one rather than the 60. And they had the 75 they come out with once in a while too.
Yeah. I would agree with on that one, the 90 for sure. I've had way more than the 60.
Oh shit. DD's heading to DC this month. Right, we have to hit the taps, just tap it. Yeah, all right. Get us Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore is another one you can actually pull some good lines from too, for sure. Yeah. Let me know. Yeah, you'd be like an hour away down there. I need to get down there. We know we should meet up. We should meet up at Other Half some point down there. That's a nice little spot. Thoughts on the NBA Finals? Will the Nuggets just roll, or will they have to fight to win? We were talking a little bit about that earlier. I'm kind of pulling for the Heat myself because I used to be a Heat fan from when Shaq was down there and stuff. And then I'm like, the Nuggets, first time in, it'd be nice if they get their first championship. So I don't really have either one that I'm really enamored. I do like Jimmy Butler and what he's actually doing. So I've always been a fan of his. I would say if there's any player that probably has my most interest, probably be Jimmy Butler. So I guess, I'm pulling for the Heat to actually do it and see what happens. But that is such a tough feat to stop Jokic. I mean, he's just like a beast. So it'll be interesting to see how they can play him with Bam and stuff.
So, Rod, now that you're gone out of Cincinnati, the Reds are actually doing pretty good for once.
Are they really? I thought they started off bad or something.
Well, they did start off bad, but they've won 5 in a row. They're tied right now going into the 8th, but they're only I think they were 3 games back going into 2.5 back going. Well, maybe that counts today too, but they're 2.5 games behind right at the moment. Yeah,
nice. Well, good for them for getting a turnaround, but it can't be me because the Orioles have been contending since I've been down here now. So
true,
which is kind of interesting to be in a city where everybody really. People in Cincinnati, as you know, are kind of fickle when it comes to sports teams. Beginning of opening day, everybody goes. After that, it kind of falls off. But here, people are pumped up, and so the Orioles stuff everywhere. And so it's kind of weird being in a city where you have a potential winner. Obviously, you had it with the Ravens too, which is a different culture than we have the Bengals. Although the Bengals now have that uptick with Joe Burrow and stuff there. Right. But yeah, it's kind of an interesting type thing. So. Golf on my computer. Shelter Valley Pines, beautiful, tough course. And you have to up with strangers to play. Oh, really? So they make you go out and enforce them probably, so they put you with.
Dang.
Oh, Stanley Cup starts Saturday, Florida, Vegas. So this is kind of interesting because Boston Celtics was it the Boston Bruins? for the first time was a city that was knocked out like by an 8 seed, I guess. But in basketball and hockey, Florida is based out of Miami. So it could be the first time that they have a title won in Florida hockey and a basketball and hockey from the same city, which is interesting.
Wasn't
Vegas is for a new team. They've been kicking everybody's butt.
I was going to say, did they win it all last year, or was that 2 years ago?
2 years ago, they went to the finals. I don't know if they won it. I think they went to the finals.
Maybe it was the finals, yeah.
Because they came up with the rule afterwards. Because they, as an expansion team, they got too many good players, is what they said. But they got players from other teams around the league. So that means were you not maximizing the talent you already had there? So
right.
So now they have rules for how expansion teams come into the league. But yeah, they're back, so they're proving it wasn't a fluke. So.
And how's it their fault? How's it their fault that the other teams let those guys go? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
and think about that. 2 of the probably hottest cities in the country, when it comes to summer, have 2 hockey teams in the title. Right. Vegas and freaking Miami and Florida. Okay. Like, you guys aren't supposed to be known about hockey. You're like volleyball towns, but you're out here dominating the hockey, which is kind of crazy.
So how long is it going to be before the NBA is going to be in Vegas?
Well, with all the teaming up with gambling and stuff being okay now with leagues, probably not too long.
I would say baseball, but it'd be too freaking hot in Vegas to have a baseball team. Well, I guess unless they're in a dome.
They could do a dome or whatever. Yeah, because you're in Houston and other areas through there, Arizona. You got other spots that have. And Arizona's not a dome; they're open, right? Arizona and Colorado, the Rockies. I think they're both open stadiums.
Open. I want to say Arizona is a dome.
But they could have a ball team there.
Colorado is an open field for sure.
Yeah. So it could possibly work.
Maybe Arizona's one of those retractable stadiums or whatever.
Yeah.
We could have either or. Not really sure, honestly. That's a good question. But I would say if they're in Vegas, they'd almost have to be a dome for sure.
Yeah. Well, Vegas has the Raiders, and now they might be getting, is it Sacramento or something that might go to Vegas? I thought one of the NBA teams might go there.
Yeah, I think it is Sacramento.
It is Sacramento, so which is interesting.
It won't be long for sure.
Yeah.
All the California is losing all their teams.
I just thought it was funny that they had I forgot what team it was. They had 5 players get suspended by the NFL for gambling. I think 2 of the players gambled on NFL games though, but the other 3 were suspended for gambling. And when you guys are setting deals with gambling, so now the players gamble. And it wasn't even football; it was other sports.
Yeah,
they got in trouble for. Yeah,
what does that make?
It's just the NFL being the NFL. No fun league.
Pete Rose was gambling on his own team while he was managing.
Pete Rose has to be like, "You got to let me in now. You got to let me in now."
Actually, it wasn't his. Well, I don't know. It wasn't his own team anyway.
He wasn't his own team. He wasn't betting on his own team, but which. Major League Baseball I thought it was supposed to be based on the player and what they did on the field. So as a player alone, he should be in. So
Major League Baseball does whatever the hell Major League Baseball wants to do. They don't care about anything else.
Well, you know what it is? That's the one sport where the writers have probably too much control. Because these are the kids that were like that last kids in gym class, they got stuck on the team. It was
That's right.
Yeah, you take these 2 go to yours and this goes to yours. No, we don't need them. They remember that.
Pick me.
They remember that shit, right? Now they're in their position. Like, we can keep people out because they kept us out when we were like in 5th grade class. So.
Like, who has the last laugh now?
Yeah. and they probably take it out more on the athletes because it was gym class where they didn't get picked.
You know what's going to happen, though? As soon as Pete Rose dies, they're going to let him in the Hall of Fame.
Of course, yeah.
They ain't gonna let him enjoy that until he's dead, and then he'll go in.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I've ever told you, but I actually worked with one of his sister-in-laws.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah. So,
well, come to find out, he was at the ball game that I was at 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know it, but somebody had a picture of it, and one of my mom's friends and his wife.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of mom's friends and her husband. Her husband sent me a picture of it. He's like, yeah, he was at somebody he knew saw him. I guess he was sitting like on the front row and right behind the Reds dugout. So they took a picture with him. They sent it to him. So he sent it to me. I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool.
And he can actually partake in some of the festivities now, right? So it's kind of like he's going to get close to getting in at some point. But you're right. It'll probably be after he dies he'll get in,
So I feel like at some point it's going to be even like the steroid era. They're going to let those guys in at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, just call it what it is. You know, like I don't.
Yeah.
You still got to hit the ball, like Barry Bonds and all those guys that were on roids or whatever. Like you still got to hit the ball. I mean, you know.
Yeah, you still gotta have that.
Taking roids ain't gonna help you hit a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Which is interesting. You mentioned Barry Bonds. I saw a video earlier today, and maybe I missed at some part. Was he doing stuff with the Marlins? At some point, he had like a Marlins outfit on.
I don't know.
And he was talking about, how he hits, and he's like, he's relating the bat to the catcher's mitt. The catcher catches it, whatever, but the bat, that's his catcher's mitt. He can do the same thing and timeout stuff, and that's why he can make the hit. But I'm like, I don't remember him being in the Marlins. So I don't know if maybe after he left the Giants, maybe he went there for a little bit, or maybe he was a hitting coach or something.
I don't think he ever played for the Marlins. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he did it at maybe in the minors or something. Sure.
But he had the Marlins thing. He had the Marlins hat now. And why is it when Major League Baseball they actually make you dress up like a player, even though you're not going to be on the field as a player? Like you're the coach. Like, why do I got to dress up like the ball player? No other league does is I'm not going out there to play. So why do I got to wear the hat and the cleats and all the Why can't I be comfortable here? Why can't I be like the softball coach? Just throw some shorts and a freaking shirt on and be good to go.
I've kind of wondered that too, and in the same time, like I always wondered why like NBA or like basketball coaches always wore the 3-piece, suit and tie. Or, like, why don't you just wear like sweats and warm up or something? Like, why are you coaching a game in the gym that's blazing hot? Why are you wearing a tie and a coat and whatever?
Like Sparky Anderson, 75 years old. Where the hell are you going? You're not taking a field. Why make Sparky dress up that way?
Right. Got the stirrups on and everything. Like, what's going on? Are you gonna go pinch hit? What are you gonna do? I'm not sure what's going on. Unless you were Pete Rose, you were player manager, then you would have to.
Then like you're not going anywhere. Jim Leland, what are you doing? What are you doing, Jim? You're not going anywhere. You don't need to put the outfit on.
Right.
Yeah. So it's funny how they make them do that in baseball.
It is funny. But now though, I don't know if you've noticed, like most of the managers stuff wear like a pullover jacket or something. So
because they're old. They're old and they're probably cold. They're probably like
they still have the pants on, but they're not just like in their own jersey most of the time anymore. Now they have like
it's like, what are you doing? Yeah. Did he say how Westwood's 11% stout? I forgot the name. It was very smooth and deadly. Did not drive. Well, there you go. Well, the first beer I had tonight was 11%, and that was from Sierra Nevada. And now I'm having this one here. Took it down a little bit to 7%. And then I got another one I'm going to have next. It's going to kick it back up. So,
all right. And this is kind of off topic, but I got to say this while I'm thinking about it. So I was talking to my mom on the phone today, and she said that they were opening up a Wawa's like in our not the town that we live in, but the town I grew up in, which is like 5 minutes from our house.
Yeah.
She said they were opening up a Wawa's. I was like, well, I knew they were bringing one to Louisville, but I didn't know they were bringing one into Southern Indiana. I was like, that'd be awesome. If
there you go. Did she say when they were opening it there or anything?
No,
or yeah.
They win, but I was like, really? Yeah, because I haven't heard that they were bringing that in, but I was like,
get yourself a shorty or a smoothie and.
She didn't seem too impressed, but I was like, I'm stoked because I've heard a lot of good things. I've heard you talk. Everybody on here talk about Wawa. I was like, I want to try it.
The coffee, the baked goods, get a little bit of the chocolate chip cookies or the brownies or the donut. Yeah, they do all right.
But is it a gas station or is it just like a convenience store? Or
it's like it's a convenience store. I don't know if they all have gas stations attached with them, but they do have them like in the East where you have a gas station there. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of like going in. I mean, we talked about before, like about that Buc-ee's type thing. I guess there's all these different places to have stuff, but yeah.
Because the place she was talking about was going into was a restaurant at one point. So I'm like, they don't have gas pumps. So I just thought they were all gas stations, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah. I think all the ones I've seen have been and everything like that. And which of your beers in the house? What is going on, my friends? And they say, yeah, Wawa is legit. So, and they're down.
I can't wait.
They're down in Virginia. And cheers, Rod. Always good to see and hear you too, my friend. And you guys want to pop up? Let me know. I actually changed the new format for this one, so we're having a few people on if they like to jump up. And they got a great channel and great podcast. So if you guys haven't checked out Wish You Were Beer Show, make sure to check them out as well. But yeah, actually the other day I was craving some Wawa. I ended up picking it up. I got something different, but I'm about due for a Wawa run.
My mom was like, "What's so great about it?" I'm like, "I've heard so many good things, but I don't even know where to start." Like, I don't care. I'm gonna try it all.
It was funny because EB was here earlier, and I'll talk about Wawa. He's like, "You were not allowed to mention Wawa. I've been to it. I know about it, and I can't have it where I'm at. So
Right.
we don't want to hear about it anymore."
Quit teasing.
Yeah,
It's like talking about Jungle Gems. Quit teasing, man. Quit teasing.
once you're there, you know.
You're right. Exactly.
He said Oakland A's are moving to Vegas next year, he thinks. So there's your baseball team possibly going there.
Oh, maybe it was the A's. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the A's. Now that he said that, that does sound more right.
JT said the Bruins were set the record for wins and points in the season, blew a 3-1 lead in the first round. Yeah, and they lost to an 8 seed. As a Sabres fan, the jokes about warm climate teams kind of cut like it, right? It's like you have the desert and you have the beach, and they got the 2 hockey teams in the title. Oh, you got one. Very nice.
Oh, look at what year it's from.
2017. Oh, you're pulling the Cellar one out. You are off tomorrow.
It's getting old, so it's time to drink it.
It's a 22 ouncer for those of you watching. So Todd is off tomorrow. So he's about to go Big Bad Baptist up here.
Go big or don't go.
Somebody's getting baptized by the waters. Oh, by the waters.
It's 11%, so it's not like too It's enough though, I guess.
But it's 22 ounce at 11%. So
yeah, I mean it's 2 beers.
He's big. He's bad. He's Todd the Baptist.
I'm so mad because I was wanting to hang on to it, but I'm like, why hang on to it? Because I can't get them. So unless I drive to Jungle Gems and pick them up.
Yeah, I got to do mine at some point.
Yeah, but you got all the nice variants though.
It's got a little bit.
Favorite
Favorite course, Hope Country Club, next to the lake, old and seeing trains running through the course. Nice. Wish You Were Beer Show said 2017. That's going to be a banger. Yeah, definitely. If you guys want to join, if you want to join in now, you can join us tonight. Even just shoot me an email at rodjbeerguy@gmail.com and I'll shoot you the invite. The base coaches should be chugging beers during play. That would make it interesting. That would make it interesting. There was a sport that I was watching the other day. Which was it? Was something I want to say it's like over in Russia. It had a combination of like it was like wrestling, basketball, and something else. Like you couldn't dribble, we had to pass the ball, but you would get tackled while you were. It was like only Russians would come up with this. Like it had to break out of some type of match over some vodka or something like that and everything. But it's just like, what is this weird sport? It was just like different.
What was that movie?
You talking about basketball? Basketball, yeah.
It's all kind of like dodgeball and kickball. Yeah. I don't remember what all it was, but it was fun. It was funny though.
I mean, my idea has always been to introduce a linebacker to golf. Because you know the guys get up there and they kind of sit there waggling the clubs where they want to hit the ball in there. You give them a 5-second count. No, we got it in baseball. We got a clock now in baseball. Put a clock up in golf. And if they don't tee off like in 7 seconds, the linebacker, you let him out the gate and he could just bull
Terry Tatum.
Terry Tatum. So swing away or get taken out. It's up to you. It's your choice.
It's your call.
Tell me the excitement would not go to another level if that was the case.
Oh man, that would be.
I don't even know where it's going.
But
I'm going to hit the ball.
Would it be on every hole? So you'd have to have a guy on every hole ready to just plow your ass, right?
I'd probably do it. I would introduce it at the tee box first year out. It'd be the tee box.
Well, yeah.
So people get accustomed to it. That's where it usually happens at. When they usually get down there, they're a little more quicker, I think, once they get the shots off the tee box. So yeah.
Sergio.
Ain't no throwing grass into the wind and sitting there trying to Nah, you got 7 seconds, son. You better hit that ball.
Sergio Garcia BSOL because he's always dressed in his grip. It takes like 25 seconds every time. It's like he might as well just play in
Yeah. These would be like
pads,
we get like some retired linebackers, that can come out there and do it that just aren't doing anything now. They still got good knees. Just come out because you're only tackling golfers, so it's not like you're going to be running into Bo Jackson or something like that. And everything these are like little fellas, so just we'll bring out Bosworth or Singletary or some of these older guys and let them just race after them. I think it'd be exciting. I think the ratings would definitely go up.
They could try it on the live tour first, so that way you're not really hurting any of the PA guys,
Right?
Oh, here we go. We're going to throw an extra little something into it.
It's like, hey, your shoe's untied. I'll get it after my sling.
You're right. They get after that.
There's no timeouts, and that's how we're going to play it. So, yeah. Let me see. I heard a rumor Tom Brady talking about playing for the Raiders this year, which he's a part owner of. So that would be interesting. I didn't know he was a part owner, but could he play if he was a part owner? Maybe.
I would assume so. I mean, most owners are, 95 years old, so they couldn't play anyway. But
yeah, I guess he has time on his hands now since he got divorced. So it's just like,
okay, what else? Yeah, what else is he gonna do?
I mean, he does a lot of Hertz commercials. I've seen him doing those. I was like, man, he's doing like every Hertz commercial out there. Wow. There's a Wawa that's on the campus of William Mary. That's not a gas station and just legit food. So there you go. Don't have to be a gas station. So
that might be what this one's going to be then.
Yeah, that kind of goes back to our thing last week. Like, does every J.C. Penney have to be at a mall? I think so, but maybe there's a J.C. Penney standalone out there somewhere where it's not part of a mall. Oh, bag full of Sizzlers, son. Sizzlers. Let's see. NHL is fixed. Maybe there's a lot of leagues that I don't know. There's talk about that. There were people talking about the last series between the Heat and Celtics. Like they were going to take it at Game 7 because the NBA didn't want it to be over too quick, and they definitely didn't want the Heat to possibly be the ones in it. I guess so.
Lose money.
Yeah.
Want to come down to one game, winner take all.
Yeah. If you used to love, but no longer drink Fat Tire. So here you go. What's your beer show? And I think you guys did do an episode where you talked about the new Fat Tire beer. Because it's a whole thing. Went from an amber ale to like a golden ale, not just the label, but the whole beer recipes. And the point, why not just change it into a new beer? Just say, it's a new beer. Don't take the old one off or put it under the old one's name. Just make it a new beer. Sam Adams just did there with the Boston Lager. I haven't tried the new Sam Adams thing, but I've heard mixed reviews on that.
They could have come out and called it, skinny tire or something different, whatever.
Yeah, flat tire, because apparently people aren't liking it. Yeah. People aren't liking it for whatever reason. So yeah.
Yeah, it's funny you said that though, because I said that one also. Fat tire. I was like, it's kind of one of the,
Could you imagine you talked about Fat Tire for years and your friend says, "Oh, I'll finally go in and give it a try," because Todd's always talked about it. You get it, it's the new formula. Like, this is the stuff you like. Like, no, they changed it.
I don't know what he's talking about. I ain't watching him no more. He's full of it.
They switched it up. I was flim flam. You don't get to say flim flam all the time anymore, so I like to throw flim flam out when I can. We just done drinking. Let's plan. Are you ever done drinking? Ever? Yeah, I played golf. 3 of us today and finished in 3 hours and 10 minutes. Pretty good round.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. It's like, I don't understand why they did it the way they did it and stuff. Well, they get to the beer needs here, too. Keep the OG and make a new brand. Exactly. Just keep that one and make the new one. Or if you're retired, just retire it and come out with the other one as a new version. And then you can bring back the OG or special releases and stuff.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That was dumb. That was a dumb play on their part.
I'm not a conspiracy guy at all, but I would be easy for the rest to rig a big program. I saw the Saints lose a playoff game or two because of really bad calls. Well, you remember when the Ravens and the Niners were in the Super Bowl, and the Ravens were like trying to take off with it, and then the lights went out, and all of a sudden it came back and it was all the 49ers that were like moving it back and almost made it cut. And people were like talking about that then. And of course, we know the one NBA ref years ago, they got caught gambling on games and stuff he was reffing. So that's put the doubt out there for a lot of the different leagues and everything.
I can see it for sure.
Play with the guy that watches every freaking ball hit and watch another 2 minutes like the ball's going to move. Man, get the damn card. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Get a linebacker out there to clear things up, like. And for the amateurs out there, Get some big Rangers. Let the Rangers on the court start tackling people. They don't get the stuff done.
That's one thing I do is ready golf. Like I don't care if the farthest guy up or the guy that's way ahead. Just if you're ready to hit
yeah.
the ball.
Yeah.
What are you waiting? What are you waiting for?
I think a lot of times you start out with like, okay, you're following the whole protocol, blah blah. It's your honor, blah blah. After a point, it's like whoever ready, just go ahead and go.
Yeah. And I do that a lot of times just on my own and not even I hit. I'm like I'm just gonna play because I'm ready. I'm already here. I'm not gonna wait for you to walk 25 yards to your ball when I'm standing here waiting for you to do that. I'm gonna.
Yeah. Maybe Monday morning. Yeah, that's maybe the best time to drink, but I'm sure it's probably been done. So, back in if anybody has grown up like through the 80s and 90s, back when it was like, if you ever see a movie that kind of symbolizes what life was like in the 80s, I don't know if Emerson is still here or not, but he probably agree with me. Is Big Lights, Bright City. That was like 80s back then, and it was just like. Go to work, you go to the club, and back then they were drinking, they were partying, they were doing the coke line, whatever, and they're back to work in the same clothes the next morning. And it's just like, that was kind of like the 80s. You just like, you could be in some bars and walk in and someone's just doing something there, and it's just like, okay. And you just went with it. Probably conspiracies always fall apart, so some ref would have talked by now. Well, the one ref was caught though, so maybe he did talk, but
I feel like there's probably a bazillion refs or somebody, coaches, whatever, that's betting on the game, but they just have their family do it, so they can't tie them. And you know what I mean? Like there's somebody they know whatever. Like here, bet this game, I'm gonna give you the money.
And somebody's gonna tell me. I just turned my head because I was looking at see what the score was, but it was a commercial. What is this Starry? Is this Starry a knockoff of Sprite? Like I don't know. I've never seen this Starry. I know I keep seeing commercials for the Starry soda.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, like when the NBA they showed it's like Starry, lemon lime, like Sprite, but it's not Sprite. It's like the knockoff, it looks like. I don't know what it's supposed to be. But haven't tried it, but I feel like it's probably pretty sugary. So yeah, I doubt the pro leagues are rigged. I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't be surprising. I mean, we know pros have actually rigged some stuff before throwing games, so it wouldn't surprise me if refs did too. Although I like to think it's not the case, but that might be the optimist in me being optimistic. Take off linebacker, just tackle them when they take too long to hit. Is that guy still around? Yeah. I don't think I don't know. I mean, he's still around, but they haven't done that commercial for a long time. But I like to watch those once in a while, the old Terry Tate Reebok commercials. I've offered at my company to have that role in the office, but I haven't been taken up on it yet.
At some point, it's gonna happen.
Just roaming around, waiting for somebody to screw up and tackle them. Yeah. Bright lights, big city. J McKinney's novel, The Good Old American Work Ethic. Do blow and go cheer. Yeah. See, Everson knows, and that was Michael J. Fox and James Spader, I believe, that were in the movie when they did the adaptation of it. It was just like that. If you want to see a movie, 80s culture. Bright Lights, Big City, and the other one will be Less Than Zero as far as some of the cosmopolitan stuff of the 80s. All right. I think I'm going to actually take a little break here real quick to hit the restroom. So, Todd, I'll leave it to you for a second if you're good with that. You got topics.
I mean, I can, but I can't do anything. I can't control anything. So,
unless you want to play a commercial spot, I can play a commercial spot while I'm going.
Knock, who's there? I can't see anybody's comments. So,
yeah, true that. True.
If you got something to play, play it.
All right, we'll lighten.
You might just hear me just ramble on about nothing.
We'll try to lighten the load here for a second. So I cue that up. Cue it up. Cue it up, man. Cue it up. Maybe.
Maybe not. Might just be stuck looking at me drinking beer.
Well, you can always narrate and talk about your beer too. So So we'll turn it over to our sponsor for a second, and then we'll come back and do some beer news here as well.
Stables.
Yeah, I'm looking for a horseman.
A horseman?
A horseman goes by the name of Rick.
Not here.
Are you a horseman?
I could be. What can I do for you?
Friday night, you can see me at War Games. Bring all your horsemen, because I will have Moondog Spot, Moondog Rex, and the Monkey Brothers. Yeah, I'm looking for a horseman goes by the name of Rick Flair.
Don't know him.
Can I leave a message?
I guess.
All right, write this down. Tell him it's Big Dust,
Okay.
the American Dream.
Okay.
Tell him to meet me Friday night, Starcade.
Meet you at the stockade.
Yeah, Starcade, Friday night.
I don't know what you're wasting your time for.
Is this Baby Doll? Baby Doll, I know that was you Jezebel! Hello, I'm looking for some horsemen.
I've got plenty. How many you need?
4.
4 horsemen.
Yes, sir. This Big Dust calling on behalf of Crocker Promotions.
Can't hardly understand what you're saying, but
Sorry, I got a little bit of a lisp. What about Chris Benoit? Oh, he did. Sorry.
no, I don't really know what you're talking about.
Is this J.J. Dillon's?
No.
Don't lie to me, J.J.'s. You and I go way back, Jack.
Well, it ain't JJ. You got the wrong person.
Don't mess with the American dream, J.J. My eyes are open as big as silver dollars, Jack.
Well, you got the wrong guy.
You and I, J.J., leather strap match. Dustin Rhodes is the master of the strap match. J.J. Dillon, you a yellow dog.
Oh yeah, made it back in time. For a minute there, I thought it was gonna be like Austin Powers being released off the ice. Like it was like, woo, gotta go. So yeah.
You know the weird thing, I was just telling Shannon, she walked in, and I was like, when you play the videos, it's real low. I can barely hear it.
Oh really? When it came through, because it was loud on my end.
So I don't know if it's just me or if that's happening for everybody.
I know Everson was laughing. I know he was laughing there, so he must have heard it some. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he said Todd tells all the. Unless he was talking about that, Todd tells the people you murdered throughout the Midwest.
Emerson ain't got time for all that. We ain't got time.
JT's got the lowdown on the Star. He said Star replaced Sierra Mist as Pepsi's lemon lime soda.
Okay.
Oh, so I didn't know that. I never saw Pepsi tied to that. And Didi said it's just you, Todd. So yeah.
Okay.
Emerson said loud here, so you know.
That's weird.
Yeah. Well, you're on that Apple stuff, so you know.
Wow, yeah.
That Apple, they give you those noise notifications. You're listening too loud, and they turn.
Right. See,
It's like
before I used to not be able to hear you. You know, now that's fine, but now the videos play, it's just really low. Like I can barely hear it.
One of those weird things, but why don't we jump into a little bit of the, do a little bit of the branded beer news here, and just got to get this here. And then where am I at on the screen? Oh, I still got that other thing up there, don't I? Man, too many things here. They keep adding stuff to StreamYard, and you start getting confused on things. Like, I don't even know where I'm at right now. It's kind of like the whole old school when Will Ferrell's doing a test and gives the answer, he blacks out, doesn't know what took place. It's kind of like, what did I do? Oh, you nailed it. I did. Like, yeah. So now we're gonna swing into a little bit of the beer news. These are always good, right? So craft beer prices on the rise thanks to increased raw material costs just came out earlier today. So what does that mean? Might have to pay a little bit more for that craft beer that you're actually buying. Although, if you say you know me, they might give you the, Rod J beer deal if you are actually lucky enough.
The Rod J deal just might be normal price now. But it's still a Rod J deal.
I've been fortunate enough to find some places here where I can find those deals now. So outside of that, be prepared. You might see some rise, like I mentioned. Funny, I went to another store that now has the 450 North as well, where I got these beers. And they have one 4-pack, I think was like $28, but the other ones were down around 20 or 21. They had a fruity like a Fruity Pebble Nuggets one. I didn't get it, but that was only like 22. So depends on what you're actually looking at there, I think, with them.
I feel like that was kind of one of their OG nugget days.
So, so just prepare for that. If you're out west, Ninkasi, who's pretty popular as a brewery, they're merged with Wings and Arrow, who's a consolidated alcohol bev company, does a lot of seltzers, and they're going to form Great Frontier Holdings. And that will actually make them one of the largest independent alcohol beverage producers in the Western USA. So you're going to see them teaming up. So you might have some stuff coming out in Ninkasi with them towards the seltzer type lines, toward the beer type stuff. But basically, you're seeing this with some of the breweries and in the craft beer world where they're coming together now to form together because of how tough it's been on some things with the economy and stuff. So you can say, what the hell is going on in Detroit, right? So obviously one brewery closed their place that won't have to talk about, but I feel bad for the people that lost their jobs in that brewery, but I don't feel bad for that management. Now we have Saucy Brew Works, which I didn't even know was in Detroit because I've always known them in Ohio, but they actually closed their Detroit after 2 years, their location. The Ohio locations remain open. If you're ever in central northern Ohio, I think they get down to Cincy now as well. They actually got some pretty decent beers, but you're seeing that with them having a little bit of contraction as well.
Never seen them.
Yeah, they're pretty solid. And what would be a week without talking about Bud Light in one way or another, right? So as of today, the whole Bud Light boycott, $18 billion as stock plunges. So that's basically looking at the share prices where it was now to where it was before the whole Dylan McDermott type thing. It works out to be a correlation about 18 billion lost on the Bud Light type line. One of those things, it is actually, I feel like, going to be a case study in business at some point in the future for some future business classes about how this actually plays. Because this is now to the point where, it's to the point now of being that New Coke type status when New Coke had that blunder that they did. But
I know this is kind of off topic because it's not totally beer news, but Target's fallen in the same line now. You know, that just happened with them in the last week and a half or so, whatever.
Yeah, they had a thing with Target and stuff, but the Target one, because we touched on that last week, was more a defensive measure, I guess, that their employees were being threatened and stuff, which is crazy. And today, June 1st, by the way, is the first day of Pride Month. So this could be an interesting month around the country to see how people do stuff around here. But it's weird because I was reading another article and it's like, it was talking about the Bud Light thing, and it was like, find one brewery that doesn't do something probably around Pride at some point or another. So it's going to be interesting. And they were listing like A and Bev, they were listing Molson Coors, they were listing all the big ones. It's like all these companies are doing something out there. So it'll be interesting.
They're probably afraid it becomes discriminatory at some point, right? I mean, at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. Yeah. And if you're trying to diversify, I mean, it makes sense to actually have stuff out there for the different groups and stuff. So it's interesting. It's interesting. Yeah. But one company that's not afraid to do stuff, Athletic Brewing, they just released their Rainbow Wall Blood Orange IPA for Pride Month. So they actually are stepping into it, and they got a thing to celebrate Pride that they're donating stuff to LGBT off of. And I think in the craft world, you're going to see more things doing that than maybe what you would have seen in the macro world because it is more of a different community. So not everybody's being scared off of things along those lines.
So tomorrow, which you know Malwad from here in Louisville, they're coming out with their Pride beer tomorrow, which is I think they come out with it last year, but it's a Loud Noises Rainbow Sherbet.
Okay.
What it's called, and there's a picture. That's what it looks like, and that's what they're doing tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
It sounds pretty tasty. Like
Malwad does some good stuff. I do miss Malwad. Yeah, so breweries are afraid to have stuff out there for that, and then you also have Michelob Ultra has now become NBA's first ever global beer partner. Kind of fun because Mick Ultra, I believe, is owned by AB and Bev, so why would it be AB and Bev? But I guess it's just the Mick Ultra line are working everywhere.
The brand, just that.
Yeah. So they're going to be all over the place showing the Mick Ultra, which if you're like into sports, if you're athletic and you're working, I mean, a lot of people like Mick Ultra because it is lighter than what that beer tastes. So it works to be there. But speaking of AB and Bev, Sagatock Brewing has now tapped an Anheuser-Busch veteran as their new CEO. So they're bringing in one of the big boys to do some stuff. Which I do miss the Sagatock Neapolitan Stout. That is such a good stout to sit back and enjoy. So keep an eye on Sagatock to see what things they may have coming their way out of Michigan. They do some beers, so very interested there. And a popular North Carolina brewer, we're on the AB and Bev stuff tonight, Appalachian Mountain Brewery, bucks the beer trend, and they actually bought itself back from Anheuser-Busch.
Oh,
so
nice.
you don't really see a lot of times craft breweries going back and like, can we have our name back? We want to be a craft brewery again, like and Anheuser-Busch said sure, they sold it back to them. So yeah, so
I kind of wonder, like Wicked Weed,
because
I thought when Anheuser-Busch bought them, I thought they would be their distro would be all over the place, but I don't think they still even make it that super far.
No, I mean there's certain.
I know when you go in
still.
Tennessee or whatever, you can buy it some places in Tennessee, just certain ones, just their kind of mainstay, I guess. But
well, you mentioned that. I don't think I've seen Wicked Weed since I've been in Baltimore, even. So, and that's not too far from where they're actually at when you think.
You're right.
Yeah, so that's interesting there. And then finally, from the beer news, and I think Dee Dee, if you're watching, you'll enjoy this. It makes me want to go out and get this beer because it has fond memories from when I was a kid. Todd, you may have watched it as well. You might be a little too young for it, but I don't know. You might be right there. Four Hands honors 80 animated character Voltron. They have a Voltron beer coming out.
Oh,
and I kind of want it just because of the can. But Voltron, was one of those, toys, cartoons back in the day. It was kind of like, all right, Voltron, Ultraman, Johnny Sockets, giant robot, all that stuff.
That was all tied in together.
Yeah. You're hitting the Gen Xers right there in the heart, son. So yeah, I got it. Yeah.
They're St. Louis, right? Four Hands, St. Louis.
Yeah. Tom might see him out there then. So yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, I don't know if I've had maybe one Four Hands, but I want to get their beers. I should go. I need to go to St. Louis. It's not that far. So I should just go to St. Louis.
If you see Four Hands, look for Voltron, man. I got me high. It's like, oh shit, I gotta see if I can find one of these out there. So yeah, that hit the old animated spirit from back in the day. So that was basically the beer news from this past week. So there you go.
So we ran into this dude last night. He was talking about buying. He lives over in Louisville, and he's talking about buying beers directly from different breweries, whatever. As long as they can deliver into your state, you can buy beers direct.
Mm-hmm.
Can you get beers delivered into Maryland?
I don't know if we can get them into Maryland. I haven't looked at Drizzly or some of the spots as of yet.
Because he was talking about Trillium and places like that of buying direct. Like they'll sell them direct now since COVID. Yeah.
Like when I was
looked into buying them from.
I think you can in Indiana. I know when I was in Kentucky you could, but you couldn't in Ohio. Yeah, and I think Indiana's a state you could get them there as well.
Which wouldn't make sense if we can. I'm not sure,
but interesting that you actually said that though. For people that are watching, if you are a state that can get beers, then. I go back here, make sure to check out the description that I have because I have various affiliate links as noted on the bar there where you can actually get some deals from affiliate partners in the description field. And a couple of the companies actually send beer to you directly. So you can follow the link and it'll get you set up to receive beers. A couple other things. There's some nice beer novices type things that you can actually get as well. But yeah, I teamed up with a few affiliates to kind of do some stuff there. But if you're looking to get beers sent to you and there's maybe hard to find beers, if you're in a state where you can get beer delivery, I would say definitely check out some of those links down there.
Have you ever done Tavor where you can buy beers and stuff on there? Or Tavor?
I did because we couldn't get it in Kentucky. Now I know Tanya Mikowski. She used to use Tavor all the time. And she really liked it. I had one person tell me And I think they might have been in Michigan or Ohio that they did it one time and they weren't happy because I guess. But then again, it's up to the UPS people, right? Like, I guess if I did something when the beers exploded or whatever, but that's not on Tavor. That's probably on the people that actually were the ones handling it and stuff. So
if it came through UPS, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Did you write fragile in the box? Oh no.
You're right. Mistake.
Yeah. All of a sudden, the soccer game breaks out the warehouse. Yeah,
right. Sack with the box of beer.
But overall, I think people like Tavor. Again, Drizzly has now done a lot of stuff in different parts of the country. They kind of came after Tavor, and I think there's some other stuff. Like Beer Drop is one of the teams I teamed up with that you can see in the affiliate links, and they actually do delivery on different stuff too. And there's a good one. I used to be a part of it. Was the I want to say it was a craft beer club. I think you can go online, and one of my business partners had sent that to me one year where I would get like these big bottles a month of stuff you couldn't usually get, which was pretty cool.
So I've got on their app before, Tavor, but I haven't gone all the way through because it asks you for all your like information, credit card information, whatever, before you. Like, I see people getting all these beers and they say they get it from there, but I'm like, I've never seen those beers, but I don't think I've gone far enough because I'm not putting my information in there. I don't know what I can possibly get, so I'm not really sure how that works.
Yeah.
Somebody out there actually has done it before. Let me know because I'm not.
I think I need a new power screw. I think he's going on or off or doing all kinds of things here. Maybe the apartment's haunted. I don't know. It might be, you know. Hey, if a ghost is here, they need to start kicking in on rent, though.
As Shannon would say, I heard you thought I was fake.
Right? little paranormal activity taking place. Yeah.
I'll show you fake.
Yeah.
I turn all your lights and TV and monitors, everything off.
That was one movie that kind of caught me off guard when I first saw Paranormal Activity. Because that's one of those ones you can actually watch. And then when you go to sleep, you know, you watch some movies, you go to sleep. And you start hearing noises you've never heard before. And then it starts getting in your head. Like, you know, you start hearing something. Yes. And it's like, I never heard that creak before. Like, what's going on? Or, you know, that's what freaked out people with The Exorcist when it first came out. I think it was just the whole thing. And they would start noticing stuff differently, or be a shadow in the wall. Like different at some point. Like, you know, sometimes you wake up, you're half asleep and things don't look the right way. And it's just like, people would freak out on stuff. So, yeah.
See, that's when you know they've got you. Because it's like, okay, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it good or was it not good? But
it's like,
so yeah,
it's the stuff that could actually happen that you're not sure about. That's the thing that freaks people out, right?
Right.
Yeah, you're not worried about really Freddy Krueger popping up, you know, anything like that. Like,
right.
You know,
or Jason, whatever. Yeah.
But a girl turning a little head around backwards, yeah, that could happen. That could happen. You know? You don't know what's going on at the church. Yeah. So, these Apple that explains that a mouse was one button, more damn clicks to do something. Well, it's just the iPad too, yeah. New Coke had a way to remedy the situation. Just go back to the original. I think people want to see if they can sink a brand ideology. How long can a boat drag the anchor? Yeah. But the thing is, you're not going to sink AB and Bev though, just because like that line is getting tanked. And right now, it's at a point where Dos Equis might be the top beer in the country. It's getting close to that point because Bud Light was number one. I guess Dos Equis had moved up to number two. But you look at the whole AB and Bev line. Like I mentioned, Mick Ultra's under AB and Bev. Like, so it's kind of like, as a line, they still make enough money. It's just one part of it is getting destroyed or hammered on, so to speak. It's like, you know, we've all been there. You go to close the car door, and that one finger gets caught. The rest of the hand is fine, but that one finger, oh, that's throbbing like a son of a bitch. But yeah, that's kind of what Bud Light is right now to AB and Bev.
It's funny that you said that. That happened to me as a little kid. My mom slammed my hand in it wasn't one finger, it was all four fingers. I was standing there like I don't even know how old I was. I don't know if she's even watching at the moment right now, but like I think I was like 6 or 7 years old, and I was just saying, she's like, "Why are you moving?" I was like, I started crying. I was like, "Move! I'm stuck." How my hand got stuck in the door, I have no idea.
Ooh, that would hurt.
Yeah, all four fingers just like in the door, like.
I think anybody that has had that happen to has felt that pain there when you just brought that story up.
Yes, like, yes, nightmares.
Yeah. He said, "Where's my sword? Connect arms, legs, body, and I form the head." Right? Yeah. So everybody knows about Voltron. I'm like Voltron beer. I am in if I find that thing. So yeah. But speaking of beer, it's time to crack another, and this time we're going bigger. We go home, right? So this is the Coca Manga from Three Floyds Barrel Aged Coconut Stout. Good thing Beer Patrol isn't here. You might be flipping out at Joe.
Now have you had that before, Rod?
I had a sip of it when I had there because the guy poured me some into a snifter glass, and it was like, yeah, this is going to be a good purchase. Yeah,
now you have to tell them that because that one is a Rod J deal for sure.
15.6% ABV. Session. Yeah, we're still on the session level. Yeah. And so for those of you that didn't see the unboxing, this is one I just picked up this week. They had these beers sitting next to where they had these closeout deals, right? I don't know why they were sitting there. It just was baffling. The other ones I could see, this one are like, so I asked the guy, like, this can't be the closeout deal, right? It's over here, these 4-packs. And he's like, oh, yeah, we are closing out. We got like a bunch in and we're trying to get them moved now. And I'm like, well, how much are they? Because I'm thinking like at this ABV, at this type of beer, like it can't be anything great or crazy, right? And he's like, oh, I think those are like $8.99 now. We're moving them down to or whatever. Like for the 4-pack, yeah. Are you like $2.25 pretty much a bottle? Like, are you sure? And he's like, he said, well, it does say $12.99, but I'll give you the $8.99 price today. And I'm like, oh, okay. As I get two, so I got 2 4-pack. I got 2 4-packs. So yeah, and they have more. He's like, yeah, and they'll be back tomorrow. They'll be $8.99. I'm like, he's like, I have some open here too if you want to check it out. Sure, I'm here. I might as well drink some beer too. I mean, do a little taste test. I was like, oh, this baby's smooth. I probably should have bought more than just this because I have so much beer here. I can't just keep buying all this beer, but I'm like, I could just have this and let it sit.
Well, I'm going to tell you what you could do with at least one of those bottles.
Put them in a pack.
Throw it in the box next time you send some my way, just in case. Because I've never had it, nor have I seen it.
I've never seen it before. It's kind of some really cool artwork when you look at it there. You bring it up to the big screen here.
Three Floyd's always got some nice artwork, though.
Yeah. So here's the artwork on it.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So.
Nice.
Yeah, 15.6.
We probably got it. I just never did pick it up, honestly. I didn't see it to pick it up. Let's put it that way. They probably sold out before I had a chance to get it.
So let's crack this baby open. And I got the bourbon barrel stout glass
even
here.
Above 99 a 4-pack for that is still free at almost 15%. Yes, that's still great. I'm
like, are you yanking my chain? No, sir. $8.99 a 4-pack. I don't know why I said it like it's 1950s or something there, you know. I wouldn't yank your chain, sir. No way.
Am I back in Ohio and Kentucky? What's going on here?
It's like I went to Mayberry on that one or something. No, sir. Gee Willikers. It is $8.99.
Gee, I'll take all you got, sir.
Look at that. The head didn't even hang in there. The head is already gone.
Shannon just popped in. She says, Barry, say it. I can see it now.
It's pure sweetness.
Said the head's about already gone. I thought you saw it in your face like that's what she said. Joe coming up right there.
She'd be like, it didn't last long. Yeah.
As a softball there. Yeah, that was weak.
I was going to say low hanging fruit, but I didn't want to say that to Shannon either. So.
Yeah. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Ooh. Smooth, velvety. Coconut is right there. Roasty, chocolatey. Definitely dessert type beer. Good thing about these ones, like you wouldn't want to do like 15.6, you probably shouldn't do a 4-pack, but they're nice ones to just enjoy and sit back, break up the routine. This is actually one that has a nice dessert appeal to it, but I could also see sitting out somewhere, drinking one of these and enjoying a nice cigar with it as well. Some dessert beers I don't want to do a cigar with because it takes away from it, but this one could pair nicely with a nice cigar to kick back. Just take it in, watching the sunset or something.
You get a lot of the coconut coming through?
Just enough of it where it's not overbearing, but a nice in the initial, and then it kind of lingers for a bit, and then it like fades out.
Yeah, some of them are too overpowering with the coconut.
But it's got the caramelly body to it. It's like you're drinking liquid nougat or something. It's just, that is so smooth. This is a steal for $8.99 a 4-pack. I mean, this is almost right there, with some of the Bourbon County type stuff. If not right there with it. It is that good. Again, it's like old school. The way it hits your lips.
So good. It feels so good.
Mm.
Yeah, so I just checked on tap. I was like, there's no place that even has it within 85 miles of me.
What's the average rating on it?
Average is 4.33.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Yeah. Sitting it down, I still got the nice flavors. Oh yeah, this is one you just sit for a while.
1 year in Willet barrels. Did you say that?
I did not say that, so I didn't know I had to will it for the barrels.
On Untappd, it says 1 year in Willet bourbon barrels brewed with toasted coconut and maple syrup.
Yeah, buddy. It's got a little bit of that Oscar Blues got the coconut feel to it as well. Death by Coconut, yeah. Oh, this is good shit. Ooh. If you're a stout fan, if you're a dessert stout type fan, if you like coconut, you like the sweetness of it.
You feel
right? Don't want to go with too many of these because, like I said, at some point you're gonna see Wilford Brimley down there doing the backstroke, but that is smooth.
So is it sweet then? Is it sweet?
It's got sweet to it, yeah. It's sweet to it,
probably,
but it's got like a richness to it. It's like a dessert in the glass a little bit there. So as it warms up, you get a little bit more of that flavor. But again, this is one I could still sit there and enjoy a cigar with as well, and it wouldn't take anything as much away from it.
I feel like most
pretty solid.
I feel like most of the stouts that lean towards or incorporate maple syrup of some sort always lean towards the sweeter side of things.
Yeah. I don't know if they have maple in this one, but it definitely has that syrupy texture to it.
Well, it says
say maple. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because it does have that sweetness.
Yeah, on Untappd it says toasted coconut and maple syrup.
You know, it'd be an interesting cuvee if I did this with that maple Rouse beer I had earlier. Oh, that'd be an interesting mix. Yeah. Then it's like the whole really Canadian breakfast in a glass.
So how's the alcohol and astringency on it? Can you taste? Does it feel it? Can you feel it in your chest or anything? Is it pretty smooth being that high?
It's smooth. It's like a Bourbon County. It's just smooth.
Oh, okay.
Like you're not feeling a lot of the heat from it or whatever.
Yeah.
I think if you had like a couple of these, 2 or 3 of these, didn't want to do something, you probably feel it at that point.
Just fine.
But just sitting here, yeah, it's smooth and yeah. It was the right day to buy beer, my friend. I can tell you that. Like I said, I might go back out this weekend if they're still there. Yeah, I might take these off your hands for you. So
I mean, at that price,
why not? So yeah, that's good shit.
Kind of like was it $4.99 or $5 for your 9,000 that you bought that time?
That you bought too, yeah.
Well, I did. No, yeah. I know. You bought several of those, didn't you?
I think I got like 2 maybe, but it was a Magnum. It was a big bottle. It was a Magnum or whatever. But yeah,
no, I definitely jumped in on that deal for sure.
I did the craziest one I ever got. Well, I got a few crazy deals. I mean, you think of the cases and stuff for $12.99, but one of those big Anchor Christmas sales I got one time, and I think it was $8.99 or something. Like one of the big ones. And it was like, yeah,
enormous one, yeah.
But I am digging this. This is really good. My mom slammed my whole hand in the trunk when I was in kindergarten. Had to use the key to open. No broken finger. Oh, ouch! That hurts. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't break any fingers either.
Gen X. We did go through that Gen X though. We went through that kind of stuff.
Sure. Yeah, rub some dirt on it. You're all right.
All right, Dee. Have fun at the golf course, my friend. Always great to have you in every weekend. Yeah, message when you're in. I am going to be out for part when I go to Chicago, as I mentioned on a couple other shows. So, but yeah, hopefully you're up here when I'm around here too. We can try to connect and stuff. That'd be awesome.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got an early tea time tomorrow. Yeah, well now East Coast. I mean, Sun is up, I think, here like around 5 something. So,
Whew.
was it 5 something or 6? I guess when it's,
It probably is.
Probably, yeah.
I get up at 6 and it's already starting to brighten up a little bit.
Yeah, because we're ahead of you. Yeah,
you,
you're like in a perfect spot for the East Coast time zone because you don't get dark till like 9:15 now, probably.
Yeah, 9:15, 9:20.
Yeah. So I kind of missed those days when we were there in Kentucky where it's like that late.
Yeah, so what time does it get dark there right now?
About 8:30, 8:40, somewhere around there. Yeah. We'll hit summer. I think like in June. I think it'll get to like 9, maybe 9:05 or whatever. Which out there would be like 9:45, 9.
Right.
Which was funny. We played softball and it was like 9:50 and it still wasn't fully dark yet.
Right.
When they got the lights on. I do miss the softball days. Those were some fun days playing that. I was drinking too. LSU just fan going air conditioning. They got air conditioned helmets at LSU now.
Yes, I saw that today. It was unreal. The guy put it on. He was like, "Oh my god, this is going to be a game changer." I'm thinking, why couldn't all the teams do that then?
Yeah. I mean, they may at some point. Yeah,
I'm sure it ain't cheap either, but
I know they're working on some new safer type helmets because of concussions and stuff too. And for those that watch the NFL, what's interesting this year, they're getting the fair catch thing and to try to limit kickoff injuries as well. So
let's go to your iPad.
But for the basketball game, yeah, it looks like Denver's got game 1 in hand pretty much. It's 92-78 with 5 minutes left. I don't think the Heat are going to come back. So I don't get all these sideshows they got now. Like they got the regular game on ABC, right? On ESPN, they got Stephen A. Smith doing his watch along. Yeah. Just like when they do football, it's Eli and Peyton doing the watch along. Like, dude, you guys aren't like YouTube. Why are you making TV like YouTube? Like,
you're right.
Do this watch along stuff. So, of course, they can do it on TV and not get like hit with like any penalty from showing the NFL thing because they're part of the NFL or NBA.
Well, that's true too. Yeah. All right, my turn to go now. Be right back.
All right, Todd's got to make a little run there. Nuggets are going to roll. It may be. I mean, it may be too much for the Heat. I mean, you look at the NBA this year. Denver's definitely been that one level ahead of a lot of teams. So yeah. I say go back to the leather helmets, no crying. Well, you don't watch it. You watch like some of the Australian rules football that comes on like in the middle of the night, like on the weekends, or some of the rugby matches, and those guys get after with no equipment. So, and they actually have less concussions and stuff. So maybe there is something to having the equipment where people get hurt a little bit more. Maybe having the equipment makes people feel like they can do more things that end up putting themselves in more danger. Let's see here. When Todd gets back, I did have another thing here. A little fun trivia thing to try to, not a trivia game, but it's kind of a trivia type thing I'm going to share in a second. Rugby is great, really fun to watch. Yeah, it's fun to watch. It took me a while to get the scoring down, trying to figure out all the different components of that. But yeah, it's definitely entertaining. I tell you what, watching some of the women versus some of the men is even better watching rugby. Like some of the women are like more aggressive and just kind of crazy. It's like boxing. Watching women boxing versus male boxing. Men dance a lot more around the ring. Women just standing pretty much toe to toe and just start slugging. Yeah.
Last woman standing.
Yeah. Like I don't have time for that. I got to get back home and get some shit done. Then just go after it.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's get it over with.
But I don't know how to quickly fracture. Yeah, you can definitely get hurt with the rugby type thing. And when I was in college, I had friends that played in the rugby team there and stuff. And it was just figuring out how to do everything. It's definitely more intricate, but it's kind of cool. I mean, because you're just out there kind of like a pickup type thing where it's not like you have all the equipment and all that stuff. But I was saying when you got back, so one of the things I thought about earlier, that'll be kind of fun. Play a little thing here, something different. If I can find it. What did I do? I got too much stuff actually on here. Women need to start stepping it up. They're a majority and definitely smarter. Well, yeah. Yeah, it's like I was watching those videos and I was like, why women outlast men and show men doing some stupid shit. It's like, yeah, that's probably valid. So here's a fun thing for beer questions, right? Well, it's not a really question. Something I thought about. Superhero beer pairing game.
Ah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to name a superhero, and you tell me what beer you think would pair best for that superhero.
Okay.
So if I say Thor, what beer do you think would pair best that Thor would actually drink?
Thor. I feel like Thor would be. I feel like Thor would be a Belgian quad.
I kind of feel that. I think I think you're definitely there because I was thinking Nordic or something like that and everything, but I think he would definitely be a little bit more towards like the Belgian quad type situation. He might be one of those Golden Drop 9000 kind of guys too.
You're right. Yes.
Yeah, throw down. The bigger the ABV, the happier Thor is. I mean, he might be a utopia.
Yeah.
He might be a utopia kind of guy. I'm just thinking he wants it big and and he may see that snake venom that 67% ABV. He might be like, I'll give that a try.
I will.
There's no limit for what Thor may actually try to drink.
But could Thor drink a whole Utopias in one night though?
That'd be a challenge, but I think he might be up to it. He might be.
If I could, Thor could probably do it, right?
Yeah. Well.
Or am I Thor? And he'd just say,
I feel like one of those hobbits would be able to do that too. They would definitely say challenge accepted. So
challenge.
Yeah. What about Iron Man? What do you think Iron Man to pair for him? Iron Man's a little tricky because Iron Man's you think of Iron Man and you think of the Tony Stark character, and he's definitely more masculine in some ways, but at the same point, he's kind of a Starbucks kind of guy too. He's kind of got a little bit of that little part of him there that he could be a little fancy.
I feel like Iron Man would be kind of let's see, sort of leaning kind of a sourish, like fourth type slushy, because it's kind of like, oh, look at me, I'm drinking it, but it's still alcohol, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
so you're good, because I was actually thinking Iron Man would be more of a lambic kind of guy.
Or yeah.
Like he would be kind of like a Lindemans type kind of guy. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
He's drinking, but it's a little sour, but it's not really too much, but it's kind of that fancy type feel. So I can kind of see that. What do you think about Batman? Oh, Batman, actually.
Oh, I think Batman being the Dark Knight, he would be an Imperial Stout.
You think? I don't know, because I feel like Batman, of all the superheroes, technically he's the one without really any powers. So I feel like he had to keep his wits about him. So I feel like he couldn't be too heavy ABV.
So would he be more of a porterish type person then, maybe? I don't know.
He might be, depending on what Batman we're talking about. I feel like if it's something like if it was something like a Ben Affleck type thing, I could see maybe. Even though Ben Affleck can't drink apparently, but if he could drink, he might be more.
I take that back on the Imperial Stout. I know who I'd pair the Imperial Stout with.
But I would think maybe I feel like Batman would be more. I feel like he'd be more heavy macro for the reason. Maybe like a Bud type person, or I just feel like just be like simple and basic enough for he can keep his wits about him type situation.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna drink a little bit. Maybe if I have enough, I'm gonna get there just some, but
yeah,
I'm not gonna be falling down there all the stuff.
Because he's got to still survey the room, make sure things are in check and in balance. So, you got somebody in mind now. Who are you gonna think?
Well, I don't know if you're gonna bring up the superhero or not.
Oh, okay.
I'll wait and see if you bring him up. If not, that's who I'm gonna pair the Imperial Stout with for sure.
What about Deadpool? What do you think Deadpool would actually drink?
Oh, he would. She's an asshole.
Mad Dog.
Oh, Mad Dog. Mad Dog.
I'm saying
he'd be above that. Just a little bit. So. He may not be, but Bartles and James. Mad Dog. That's a good one. That could be.
Emerson said Iron Man is a Stella Artois behind closed doors, moonshine. I can see Iron Man with a Stella Artois as well. So, yeah.
Oh, let's see. I don't know on that one.
Well, you got Deadpool. I mean, his buddy,
something quirky or whatever, just because the movie.
Remember Deadpool? His buddy ran a bar, so he's kind of like
right.
that character. So he would do whiskey. I feel like to me, Deadpool would be like a wild ale kind of, a strong ale kind of guy. Like,
if we're talking beer, probably, but I feel like Deadpool would be more like just a straight up whiskey on the rocks or straight up neat or whatever. Like he'd bypass all the beer and just go straight to the goods.
He'd be a moonshine kind of guy. I would think if it was going to be alcohol. Yeah,
Well, get me there as quick as you can.
Yeah, but if I was thinking beer, I think he would be kind of the strong ale kind of person. Like he wants a higher ABV type thing. He wouldn't be the Utopias kind of person. He might be the Snake Venom kind of guy as well, where he'd be like, go after that for the highest buzz. But
let's do it.
Yeah. What about Wolverine? What do you think Wolverine would actually?
Oh, Wolverine. Chance at Manhattan.
No,
Martini.
We're talking beers.
Yeah. Beer wise, I would say for some reason I'm feeling IPA for Wolverine.
IPA?
I don't know why, but I kind of feel like that. I really have no idea. Just for some reason, like I just felt like that. I just felt that as an.
It might be. I mean, I think of Wolverine. I think of him in the Sabretooth thing. I think it's like goes back to the Canadian type things. I feel like he'd be like an Unibrew kind of guy. One of those Canadian type, one of those ABV type.
Okay, yeah.
He wouldn't want anything too light, but he wouldn't want it overly heavy either. I feel like he's like a Fin de Le Monde or something like that is what Wolverine would actually enjoy.
Yeah, that one can.
Or maybe he might enjoy a stout with a cigar because he loves the cigars, so that would be a good one for him to enjoy as well.
Interesting. That's an interesting one there for sure.
Deadpool is just tap your specials Bud Light with that might also work for Deadpool. I'll give you that, Emerson.
Yes,
for sure. Yeah. This whole thing came generated based off what Emerson usually asks. So I try to beat Emerson to the game with this kind of question. So, we have any women. Wonder Woman. What do you think Wonder Woman would actually?
Oh, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman would be. I feel like Wonder Woman would be a Kolsch.
Oh, Kolsch. Okay.
Because it's like, mellow, mild, like it's nothing, and you still have your wits about you, but you can have a beer, whatever, kind of,
Kolsch would be kind of an interesting one. Yeah, I like that. I like the Kolsch for Wonder Woman.
Kind of fruity, kind of. It probably is sexist. Shane said that's.
But Wonder Woman could throw back something heavy as well. So
Well, that's true too.
Yeah. I mean, I think something like a Kolsch would be good for that. Thinking about it and thinking of the roots of Wonder Woman and some of the ancient type stuff. I mean, I could kind of see something like that. What about? Well, technically, I can't say Spider-Man. I know Spider-Man was actually legal. I forgot. I don't even know what the age of Spider-Man's supposed to be nowadays because he's like 15, right? Yeah. So I guess I can't really say.
After 15 movies, he's got to be of age by now, right?
Every time they show him, he's getting younger and younger. Like, is this guy even legal? Like, he's cutting high school classes to help Iron Man save the world. It's like, wait a second, how old are you? Although you went from the old aunt to the Marissa Tomei aunt, I'm okay with that. You're kind of stepping it down there. I like that. So, Emerson says Wonder Woman, Coors Light that goes in the bathroom with Deadpool. That would be a crazy matchup. Yeah.
I got one for you then.
What do you got?
Incredible Hulk.
I was just thinking the Incredible Hulk. That's funny. The Incredible Hulk.
See, for me, that was my Imperial Stout, like barrel age, whatever, just tied on and get me.
I don't know why you said Incredible. You said Incredible Hulk and made me think like he would bypass. He would be like no alcohol, but he'll take a Monster drink or something. I was just thinking we'll get a Monster drink instead. Like
It could be. It was the Red Bull and vodka.
But you got to think of Incredible Hulk smash. So he's got to have something that's going to like get him off the next level where it's going to be like destroying and stuff. So you had an Imperial. That might be something there.
I feel like just big and like, well, let's go, rah! Big Imperial Stout, barrel aged, 15, 16%, whatever.
Yeah, I feel like something where you could do damage. I was trying to think of the name of the Chris Pratt character from Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, can't remember what his name is on there.
Let's see. That I'm not sure offhand. Like Guardians of the Galaxy. Let's see. Chris Pratt was Peter Quill.
Peter Quill. I feel like he would be like something like freaking Milwaukee's Best or something.
The Beast.
Because he was always like, when he has his Walkman, he's always like stuck in the 80s or something like that. And I feel like he would think of something else from back then or whatever. Like he would just
PBR or something.
Yeah, PBR would be like his beer that he would actually do. He'd be like, you don't like PBR? This stuff is great. Like I can see his character.
Well,
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Hulk would drink Old English just to reserve. What? Not maybe a little Colt 45. Yeah, Hulk smash. We want to see Hulk on Mad Dog.
Oh God! Talking about somebody be pissed off.
Yeah.
Even more so than normal.
Speaking of superheroes, I am looking forward to the new Daredevil movie coming out, and then for whatever reason, usually DC can disappoint, but that Flash movie looks like it's going to be pretty good from the trailer, at least. Especially since they're bringing back Michael Keaton as Batman in that one too.
I feel like the Flash series has nowhere to go but up.
The Flash, the series.
Well, I mean, just
the character.
Yeah, in general.
But then it's like, okay, so if you had the Super Friends from back in the day, like we all watched Super Friends growing up and stuff, who was the least one you would actually use, right? Like if you had to pick the one that'll be kind of the one you could throw away. I think a lot of people would look at Aquaman like, unless we're in the water, who are we going to use you for type thing,
That's
right?
what I was going to say is Aquaman.
Maybe, but would it be Flash though?
Maybe it was a Green Lantern, right?
But Green Lantern could do things with his ring to make other objects and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
so he could be helpful there.
True, I guess.
But then Flash was just fast. So would it be Flash? I mean, Flash could do things if he worked his speed up to do stuff. But who would be the least one that you would actually need for any mission with Super Friends?
No, to me, it obviously would be Aquaman because, like, out of the water, like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I think watching as a kid, I'm like, and once they brought the Wonder Twins in, I mean, the one guy was always a bucket of water or something anyway. So, like, what do you need Aquaman? Because this guy's always turning himself into water. So, what do we even need Aquaman for at that point? It's like, yeah, they didn't really had him on there. And it's like he was kind of limited and stuff. It's like, how is Aquaman on all the episodes, but that only Hawkman or Green Lantern coming on special stuff? Like, I feel like they have more usability than what Aquaman can actually bring to the team, but they're the ones not getting shot. So, just never figured that out.
They knew who brought in the money. They were the money guys.
And too, when you were a kid and you watched it, if you were smart, you were looking at it and you're like, why is Superman always riding with Wonder Woman in the jet? Because Superman could fly. And if you knew physics and all that, Batman and Robin got to drive everywhere. A car is not going to beat a plane. So you would think Batman and Robin would be in the plane with Wonder Woman. Superman could fly next to him. What is going on behind those clouds? He's always like flying with her.
Invisible plane. You can't see. You can't see. John Cena, he can't see me. Like what happens here? What happens in the clouds stays in the clouds.
I feel like that was a gap in the show that nobody ever explained. It was like, why is Superman riding in a plane when he can fly? And Batman and Robin are driving where you know they can't keep up with a plane in the air. Just one of those things that nobody ever explained, you know. We should have had the mystery squad from Scooby-Doo figure that one out for us. That would have been interesting.
Right, for sure.
Would have got away too, unless they pull off a mask and it's like Aquaman or something. Like,
one for those damn kids.
yeah. Oh, ever since with JT on the Hulk drinking the Old English or still reserved, yeah. Now the Wonder Twins, they would have been ones doing the Mad Dog and the Boone's Irish Rose because they're young, they didn't know any better, so they
right, true.
They would have been drinking that or whatever, yeah. And they had the Wonder Twins, and then they had like the two kids and a dog, which I don't even know what they were supposed to do. Like when they had like a later version of it, like and they pretty much just tied the kitchen apron or whatever behind their thing as a cape or whatever. It was like, what are you guys even doing here? Like you're not even superheroes.
They threw in the towel at that point.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Like we could tell these kids anything and they'll watch the cartoon still. Like
we're gonna give them the Zima just because.
Yeah.
Hopefully Aaron ain't watching just because, you know.
Yeah. Now, if you're talking about superheroes, like some of the animation superheroes, somebody like Underdog, I feel like Underdog would have been like in a bar drinking Manhattans, like Shannon said. It's like he was definitely more of a bar type person as Underdog. He was drinking the hard stuff.
He like straight shooting tequila.
He's like, literally, I don't get my powers unless I take an upper. Like that's what they were doing. Yeah. They were giving Underdog an upper to give him. Scooby, the same thing. Scooby snack. What is in those Scooby snacks that he got that thing? He got him drugged out. Yeah.
Dude, like, okay, I need something a little more strong than this.
They showed us that in the 70s and the 80s. They're asking why we're doing drugs. What did you show us in the 70s?
Pretty much every show back then was, yeah.
Yeah, where were you then, Nancy? You weren't stopping them from showing us that back in the 70s. Now you're saying, don't do. We're already hooked. We watched Underdog basically get an upper. We watched Hong Kong Phooey get stuff to get his power. We watched all these people get stuff to make them stronger. So, yeah.
Imagine like the shows in the 70s and early 80s would never make it. They would never even make a sniff of TV today.
Years ago, I tried to watch Speed Racer again as I was an adult. I had no idea I was watching the 70s as a kid. As a kid, it seemed to make some sense, but as an adult, I'm like, okay, somebody was definitely high when they put this cartoon together.
Yeah.
All this flashing from this scene to that, you had to be high when you came up with
Go Speed Racer, go!
Yeah. Some of that animation, yeah. Somebody was high. Yeah.
Sure, yes. Yeah.
But it was a fun childhood, right? We had Electric Company, so we had Spider-Man for that. So yeah.
Electric Company, that was great.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Never Never Land, and
yes,
Sesame Street, and all that good stuff. Which overall, it was a fun childhood. We saw a lot of different stuff. I feel like again, this goes to the whole Gen X thing. I feel like we were exposed to a lot of different things that, like, I think kids today would get their mind blown with some of the stuff that we kind of went through there.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Have you seen the video series on? I forgot who does it. I think I might put them on my Facebook pages, but it's a Gen X thing. They're talking about this one kid is like, they always use the same kid. Is like, so he said, you guys talk about like when you grew up in the 70s and 80s and stuff like that, and you had to drink from the hose. And he's like, did you not like have a sink? It's what he always starts out with. And then somebody's always responding to it. And the woman was like, yeah, see, here's the thing. We weren't allowed in the house back then.
We couldn't go in, so we just drank from the hose.
You were kicked out. You couldn't go back in. Your mother said, "Stop letting the cold air out." You had to be outside the whole time. And yeah, it was like the whole thing.
Street light's not on yet. So what are you doing? What are you doing inside? What are you doing inside?
It was a whole different lifestyle. First, like we were out there doing stuff in the woods that you can't even dream that we were actually doing back then, and we were, doing all kinds of things. Rocks were our friends and stuff like that. And just like this whole story. It's like, yeah, you were creative back then. So yeah, that's how it was. And when she said it made me funny because made me laugh because it was so funny. Just like I think every kid has that thing about you're letting the cold air out. because the air conditioning was like so kind of new back then. Still, it was like you're letting the cold air out. Like it's not doing anything, letting anybody out. It's just opening the door. Like, it'd be like stay in or stay out type thing. Yeah.
I remember as a kid, Fred had like central air. My mom and dad's room is the only place that had air conditioning.
Oh yeah, yeah.
If it was a good like super hot night, me and my brother could go sleep on the floor in the bedroom where it was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. You like to get low so you get that cool air. Yeah, we were the first remote control. There wasn't a remote control. It was like you turn this one, turn that one. We had to deal with the rabbit ears and have to stand there a certain way so the reception came through. They're like, don't move. We don't move. I want to sit down.
I want to see it. No, don't move. Yeah.
We had to break out the aluminum foil. We were engineers. Broke out the aluminum foil to get better reception. Right. So, yeah. Kids today don't even know what it was like in the Gen X years. Stuff we had to go through. Fun times. I tell you what, this is a tasty beer. Tasty beer.
I would go back tomorrow or Saturday and buy the rest of them at that price.
Yeah. I don't know how many people know about that, but I probably will go back this weekend if they swing by.
You can definitely sit on that one for a good while.
Yeah. And even the Tweak. I got the Tweak 4-pack was $17.96. 13.1 ABV. Now this is the Avery on the Tweak, a 4-pack.
Yeah.
$17.96. Most of the times you see a Tweak bottle, it's like 8 or 9 or something, I think, for
I was going to say, yeah, that's usually just per bottle.
Yeah, and I'm like, maybe get some more of those too. I don't know. I just can't keep buying all these beers, but I'm finding good deals. It's like, what do you do? I try to find beers I can hold for a period of time, and been lucky to do so. I do got to do the 450 North beer reviews this weekend now. Oh, this is
so weird. You can get them out there, but the brewery that's 90 minutes from my house, I cannot get them in the state here.
Two stores now that actually had a distribution. Yeah. Both my key stores now get the 450 North. Yeah. But I would say between 450 North and the other half, I'm definitely more other half, I think, still.
I would think so.
Yeah. Although I haven't bought other half beer in a while either. I guess because I'm just here now and it's everywhere. It's just like,
yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I can get it later. Kind of like when it's so. That's how it is with beer. When it becomes so accessible to you, you're just kind of like, I'm
gonna Venmo you some money so you can send me some other half.
Get you. Yeah, well, Dee Dee's coming up. Like I said, like you put in the comments earlier. Might try to meet him down the other half in DC actually. That's like 50 minutes from here.
Actually, we're thinking about maybe making a trip. So our 20th anniversary is Monday coming up.
Oh, congrats. Nice.
So we're trying to think of something to do because our graduation's kind of like a lot of expenses coming at us all at once.
Yeah.
So we're thinking, maybe we'll do something low key. So we're thinking of maybe, and I reached out to Joe. I was like, maybe we'll just go up to Buffalo and go to like Niagara Falls.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And maybe travel through Canada and come back down through Michigan or whatever, and maybe see Eric if he's available or whatever, and then come back home. Just 4 or 5 days, or just something, something fun.
Yeah.
Because we haven't been to Niagara before, so.
Hell, you get Niagara Falls. You might see Gilbert down to go to Niagara Falls because he's up there.
Well, that's a possibility. Yeah. So is that where he's at in that area there? Then?
He's Ontario, so I don't think he's not too far from Toronto.
Okay, so I might reach out to Eric then also for
Yeah.
traveling through because I was thinking, maybe we can go up that way if Joe lets us. Maybe we'll stay at his house one night or something, and stay at a hotel in Canada somewhere one night, and just just something coming through.
Yeah.
So I might reach out to Gilbert and see, if that's a possibility to maybe meet up with him or something.
Cheers to Trez in the house. Cheers, homie. Yeah. No, he's up there in Ontario, I know, so he might be definitely worth checking out as well.
I might reach out
if he's freed up. I'm sure he'd love to see you guys.
If we make that all happen,
yeah.
That I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think Gilbert's still here, so if he's still here, he might chime in as well. But no, that'd be awesome. I wouldn't mind getting back up to Canada again. We had fun when we went to Toronto. I didn't know any of the guys then when we went up there. We went years ago, but it's basically like New York of Canada type thing. It's pretty awesome. Some of the stuff you got the National Hockey Hall of Fame, which is pretty cool up there too. And we went to a couple of really good museums that we visited if you're into the artwork and stuff like that. And yeah, it's a nice little city. Everybody's so nice and polite too. That at least when we went.
So for Word to do that, do they limit you or check you very much on like at the border, like going into Canada on like beers and stuff? If you were to,
I think they may now because I think like I remember Chris off the 10th and maybe Joe talked about before like how they check stuff. You can only bring back a certain number possibly. I don't know if they do it randomly, if they check all the cars, how they actually do that. Those guys would definitely know for sure, but
which I will definitely check into that for sure, just to make sure I'm like at the limit or under, you know.
I want to feel like you can bring back 12 or something. I think someone said before, like 12 cans of beer or something. I'm not totally sure on it, but I think there was like a certain level or limit that you had. Yeah, which is funny because if you fly,
I hope it's more than that because that ain't very many.
Yeah, when you fly,
I mean that would make sense, but
yeah. Oh, Paul's in the house. He says we used to come back with cases of brew, so maybe it's different where you can bring back. Okay. Yeah, it might be like a random check or something they may do or something. And if you have one, they may not let you keep them. You may have to just pay taxes or something. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. I'll Google that and see if it tells me.
but the beer prices are definitely higher. I think in Canada they get taxed like crazy up there,
right? Yeah,
on our beers and stuff. Yeah.
But I was thinking more if it was like stopping the Buffalo.
Whole back seat was beer. But Paul, I'm pretty sure it probably was.
Paul probably's like, no, it's the dead body. He just covered up with it now. Like, no, it's the dead body. Okay, go on through.
He said it depends on who you get. So yeah, I guess if you get some hard ass that wants to like test you on it, that might be a situation. If you get a cool
somebody having a good day or a bad day.
Yeah. Get the Super Troopers guy. You might be good. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, if you drive, you can bring 99 bottles, JT said. So, because JT's up there in Chicago, so he probably goes up to Canada as well. Lower for European brewing Canada. Oh, okay. Well, it'll make sense as they're tied to Europe there, England and France, depending on what province you're in. Yeah, but it was nice when we went to Toronto. It was I can't remember what year it went, but it was like early 2000, I think. I know I saw Olivia Newton-John, who still looked great for her age at the time. I think she was like 60 or something. So they were shooting an international film festival like the last day we were there. She came out of a hotel I was at.
Yeah, I've never been up in Canada, so I was like, that'd be a kind of a fun little trip, We were thinking like something exotic, some beach somewhere or something for a week or whatever, but
yeah.
It's like everything's hitting all at once, so just like, yeah, maybe we'll just go do that kind of simple.
Yeah.
Drive through.
Oh, there's still a lot of this.
So it'd be kind of fun.
Even then, there's still a lot of cool spots throughout the states and stuff to visit.
Oh, right.
That you think about. It's kind of like, although it's kind of like we went to Florida in April. And it was just like, I wasn't a big fan of going there. I was like, I want to go Caribbean and everything. And we ended up spending, we definitely spent more going to the States than we would have spent if we went international. But we were more concerned about, the whole COVID rules and stuff coming back. She was worried about if something happened. She had a trip she had to go on to after like a couple weeks when we got back. But I would definitely say next year, I'm more about going to the islands or try to get overseas at some point. I still want to get over to England or Ireland or Scotland or something. But that's like a 2-week trip. You got to do like 2 weeks.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
Sure. One of our kind of semi-bosses, I guess, her son lives over in England, somewhere in England.
Yeah.
And she went over like during Kentucky Derby time.
Oh, did she really?
So she stayed like for 2 weeks, but there was something going on there too, or something with the Queen or something. I can't remember what she said now, but then they had that, and then they had the Kentucky Derby when it was over there. Which being over here, it's a big deal, but over there, I'm sure it's like whatever, no big deal.
Exotic Canada, right? Yeah.
Exotic Canada.
Musketeers brewing beers if you can. 3 Musketeers, yeah. Oh. Yes, I did go that way. Oh, that was a joke, guys. I was talking about 99 bottles. There you go. Yeah. 99 bottles of beer on the wall. I got you. I've had a little high ABV today. I'm just, going with the flow.
It is what it is.
This is good stuff, though. This is I haven't had a Three Floyds in a while, and
it's like I left a bomber right there. So
it's a good one to pick up the beat again. Which one is that one?
That's the Big Bad Baptist. So that's all I got of that one left. So
yeah, 2017 represent 6
right
years out almost. Whoa!
Uh-oh. Earthquake.
I was trying to read the label here. Let's see if there's anything else on here.
Just call in and tell work tomorrow that your internet's down again, so you're gonna have to take off.
Right? Got a little sauce last night now. Behold the legend of Cucamonga, an imperial stout brewed with toasted coconut and aged for over a year in bourbon barrels. That's all it says on there. 15.6 ABV. Yeah. No,
that's weird that the label doesn't say the stout, but Untapped does.
It's almost like the picture is like some angry green Smurfs on here. It's kind of interesting, but yeah.
Hard telling Three Floyds.
It is, but Three Floyds rarely disappoints. I give them that.
No, yeah.
They're usually pretty
I would say in the state for sure, brewery wise.
Yeah.
Which I do like 18th Street also is really good.
18th Street is really solid. Yeah.
Three Floyds, I mean, you can't go wrong for sure with pretty much across the board with them.
Yeah. Oh shit, Chris, what is up, homie? Yeah, Rick James, bitch. Yeah. What is going on, my friend? It's been a long time. Hopefully you're doing well.
For sure.
Just recently had beers with Nightmare Brewing Company, and they're pretty damn awesome. I'm hoping that was the damn from the D word you were using, not something else. I don't know how you would use that in that sentence if it was, but yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would make sense, but it could be knowing Paul. I mean, it could be.
Never know where Paul's at, so yeah. Yeah, no, it's a
Nightmare. Where's that? Is that in Pennsylvania, I'd assume?
Yeah, it's probably in PA. Outside Darker Night Whiskey Barrel Aged Imperial Stout was really good too. I picked it up over a mega bag in Grand Rapids. Oh, nice. Up in Michigan, the Mitten State. Grand Rapids, but yeah. No, all three of these beers are pretty solid, so I'll have the reviews coming up on them probably at some point here. Oh, he's in Illinois. Hunley, Illinois. He said they're out of Hunley, Illinois for the the nightmare one. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Never heard of that one before.
I feel like after the Coke and lung in my lips, they get a little numb. They get a little numb. Little nummy. Yeah. It's like, I didn't say that. And it's like, yes, you did. So, yeah. It's good. So, definitely recommend if you guys happen to see it out there, the Cucamonga barrel-aged coconut stout. It's definitely pretty solid.
Top notch. Hits you before you even know it.
Yeah. I feel like I said, I wouldn't go through a 4-pack in one sitting with those. I think not because of the ABV, just because of the sweetness, but the break up to routine and stuff is a nice one to have. I mean, I could go to a 4-pack of them. I've been in the safety of my own home, so yeah. Don't drink. Don't drink and drive. Yeah. But it's pretty tasty. Let's see. Paul said he was hanging out in a hotel in Grand Rapids last Thursday. Hey, don't be putting your Craigslist stuff up on here. You don't know who people are who might be watching.
could just be Neil Random O Joe.
Yeah.
Or Random O Joe, whatever it is.
People will be looking for PA Brew News on Craigslist.
Where you at this weekend? What are you doing?
Coming to your town next. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Paul be like, sure, I'm all in. Let's do it.
Yeah. But no, it's all good. But yeah, this is fun. This is again something for Thursday nights and stuff. So next week we'll have Mal actually back, as I mentioned earlier. Money is Monet and a hole is all. There's a Paul we know and love. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, so next week we'll have Mal back, and maybe we'll have a couple people that might jump up here that we'll do some stuff with. But this is just again something new, something different, time to mix it up a little bit. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and get it wrapped up here. Todd's probably like, "What? Like I'm off tomorrow? Like why are you ending early?"
I know, right? Yeah. Bon nice.
Like
1:00 in the morning, I'm off. So no,
it's like son of a bitch. The day I'm off, the next day he's going to end early. So
at 15% is kicking in. I get
yeah.
you.
Well, I feel like it's either that or get another beer, and I'm like, I don't think that'd be a good idea to get another beer tonight. So, but no, it's great. Appreciate everybody swinging by and checking everything out. And again, for those of you, great affiliate links down in the description if you want to check out some stuff. If you can get beer delivered to your state, I've got some different things down there with a couple of the companies that I'm affiliate with. And then if you want to check out the merch, you got the merch down there as well. I know a few people have asked about that recently. So in the description, you can actually see the merch for the store, either on Zazzle or on Spreadshirt.
Okay, get the West Coast IPA.
Yeah, so on Spreadshirt, Spreadshirt has a lot of the clothing apparel, except it has a few coffee mug type things. And then Zazzle actually has more of the glassware type stuff. But, some cool stuff out there if you want to check it out. But, yeah, next week we'll be back. And hopefully everybody's set to have a great weekend. I'm feeling pretty good right now. So
no.
That's why I feel like I'm rambling a little bit there. So that being said, thanks for everybody that tuned in, and I look forward to catching up with you guys soon. Hopefully you guys have a great weekend. Nice short week. Hopefully into a nice weekend here, and we look forward to catching up with you guys soon. Y'all have a great one. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.